on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. This is Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quick Star. Also brought to you by Homewood Suites and Home 2. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Also brought to you by your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Hyatt Regency, caring for people so they can be their best. Mershman Seeds, your friend in the field. Oak Knoll Retirement Community, the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. And by Wellmark. You're listening to healthy coverage of the Iowa Hawkeyes from Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Now live, this is Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quick Star.
The Flame. From Iowa City, Iowa, and the campus of the Iowa Hawkeyes, it's time for Hawkeye Volleyball. Match one of a four-match homestand starts with a 10-8, 1-5 in conference Hawkeyes taking on their first-ranked California foe in the 11-5, 2-4 in conference USC Trojans. I'm John Evans with my star color analyst Reagan Coyle in the Hawkeyes' old home, Carver Hawkeye Arena. When we last talked, Iowa dropped its second consecutive five-set match in Michigan, this time trying to reverse sweep the Wolverines before again falling just short. The Hawks got a career-high 24 kills from Carmel Varez, a career-high 58 assists from Claire Amaral, and a career-high 26 digs from Milana Moisio, while hitting .314 as a team. But it wasn't quite enough, as Iowa couldn't get that one last stop in the fifth set to be able to pull it out. Meanwhile, the USC was swept in their last outing against crosstown rival UCLA. Abigail Mullen and London Weejay are the primary finishers for the Trojans, with Reese Messer distributing amongst her hitters. Leah Ford and Mia Taverdi are the main blockers, and Taylor Decker does most of the digging. Live from Iowa City, it's the Trojans and the Hawkeyes from Carver Hawkeye Arena on a Friday night. Well, hiya, Reagan.
Hello.
I am so glad to have you back.
I am glad to be back. It's been a while, but nice little home stretch here, and in Carver Hawkeye Arena, it's been a while since being back here.
I had to do 3 5-set matches without you. That was not fun, probably for anybody, me or anyone listening. But yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So Carver Hawkeye Arena, a smooth 84 degrees
nice
here in Carver on an October 17th evening.
That's what you get for still being 80 degrees in October, for sure. Yeah, it's a little warm, but this environment is hard to replicate, being in the arena here, so it'll be fun to see them in action here tonight. I
was talking to John Leo before the match. He said there's a good number of tickets sold, so hopefully we get a good crowd and maybe a good walk-up crowd with, because not only then you've got the tickets that are actually sold, but if you had a ticket to the Penn State game tomorrow, you were able to walk up and show that and get in as well. Yeah. So hopefully there's some people tailgating, maybe getting loose. You know, they parked the RVs, they got ready last night or tonight, and now they wander over here and get going today.
Hopefully they're not too hot from setting up the tailgate.
Yeah,
they won't cool down in here.
Worked up a good sweat. They will not cool down in here. I remember a couple of those matches from way back when. You know, you'd play the early season, those preseason 3-team, 4-team tournaments, and you'd play that noon match, and you'd also then have the sun coming in.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of those times where when somebody hits the floor, you just have to bring the towel automatically, because with the humidity, you know that there's going to be a sweat mark.
You'd have serve receive, and you'd need eye black to try to block out the sun.
All the elements, right? Indoor sport.
Exactly. USC in their traditional, we'll call that maroon, red, burgundy. Maroon. The gold libero top. London Weejay, Reese Messer, Abigail Mullen. There's a story to Abigail Mullen as well that we'll get to later. Leah Ford, Mia Taverdi, and Danny Thomas Nathan are your starters. libero then is Taylor Deckert. For Iowa, Hannah Whittingstall, Claire Amaral, Jamie Marquardt. And in the front row, Sashka Stojanovic, Carmel Vares, and Sharday Van Zant. Mo Moisio will sub in as your libero. She comes in for Hannah Whittingstall. Hawkeye Volleyball brought to you by Quickstar. Quickstar is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Volleyball. Find the nearest Quickstar location at quickstar.com. Jamie Marquardt will start serving for the Hawks to get us going. Iowa has not started fast. They finished okay, but they have not started fast the last, actually 2 weekends. So see if Iowa can get off to a better start. Jamie Marquardt sends a floater over, uses the middle, pushes it right back to the right side, tipped over, back to the USC side. Pushed to the left side this time, through the block, dug by Marquardt. Amaral tracks it down, goes behind her to Vares, off the tape, dug up by the setter. Back row attacks knocked over, off Amaral, and Marquardt can't quite chase it down. I believe that was Thomas Nathan from the back row that got the kill.
It's interesting to see how different the play is just from Extreme Arena. Just the high ceiling, the air just feels a little different in here, and obviously with the heat. But just being courtside here versus Extreme McNalty saw a little bit of a difference.
Ford knocks the serve over, taken by Moisio. Middle attack, Stojanovic. Dug up by Messer, but wasn't able to actually get the play, so gives Stojanovic the kill. We're tied at 1.
Good to see a healthy Stojanovic too. Just giving her legs a break the last time we were watching it Extreme.
Sashka comes forward, fires it over the end line. One of the things Iowa tried to do against Michigan was they needed to serve aggressively. If they let it go too soft, then they got offense ran at them and just kind of jammed right back at them. So they tried to be aggressive. That one was probably a little too long. Mullen knocks the serve long as well.
That's one thing about this arena. The depth perception is a lot different than, typical Big Ten arena that are smaller, like Extreme Arena. Balls get a little bit more float to them on the serve, and a lot of serves go out. So kind of a home court advantage, although Iowa doesn't play here every match, but, for those teams coming in.
Allie Barrett in now to serve for the Hawks. Tied at 2 here, just underway. Barrett floats it over. Good pass, middle of the floor, right side slide. Dug up by Barrett. Moisio takes second contact. Sharday tips it over. She's blocked, tips it over again. Pushed over, and boy, that ball is wide. Big swing there from Taverdi, but she misses wide. This is a really, really young USC team. Taverdi played last year for Oregon, but her first year in Southern Cal. Hawks with their first lead, 3-2. Barrett knocks it over. Might have been out, but played anyway. Left side swing high off the hands. Moisio's there. Amaral goes up, pushes it behind her to Whittingstall. Dug up again by Thomas Nathan. Tipped over. Barrett's there. Amaral. Sharday on the fadeaway. Good pass there. Middle of the floor. Right side blocked again by the Hawks. Dug up. Pushed back. Block comes late there as Whittingstall had to jump with the setter. Ends up getting pushed over by Weejay.
Iowa's offense just seems to be off by just a beat. The connection setter to hitter isn't quite there just yet in this first set.
Weejay now back to serve. Knocks it over at Moisio. Great ball to Amaral. Push it behind her to Whittingstall. There's your connection there.
There it is. Love that kind of a quick 6 ball just right behind the setter. Kind of a 1 behind the setter. But she runs it as a slide. Hannah Whittingstall is so good up her 1 foot.
And with Claire in the front row, the middle has to respect that and stay somewhat with her. Van Zant, good strong serve. Tight ball. Joust lost by Whittingstall, but the ball's up for Stepanitis. Block goes out of bounds. Hallie gets the kill. 5-3 Iowa.
Way to use that block there. Out of system, that's a tough swing to keep swinging away, but use it to her advantage.
Sharday, another strong serve, but another good pass. That ball was never got over the net from Taverdi. 6-3 Iowa.
Yeah, Sharday with a really aggressive serve. She's so athletic and just gets so high in the air, so when she contacts that ball, it floats, but it drops immediately right as it crosses the net.
Just case in point there. Another good pass, though. Good block by the Hawks. Pushed back over to the USC side. Back row attack. Blocked by the Hawks. Pushed back over. USC will get a run system here. Tipped over. Moisio, good diving play. Stepanitis just chops it over. USC running offense again. Back row this time. Dug by Moisio. Amaral. Back row for the Hawks. Off the tape. Dug up. Middle attack blocked but out of bounds. Boy, Iowa did a lot right there. Just couldn't come up with the point. 6-4. Iowa still leads.
Really good defense on both sides during that rally.
Deckert now to serve. Libero for the Trojans, knocks it over at Moisio. Chased down by Amaral. Stepanitis off the net. Dug by Deckert. Tight ball, super tight ball, pushed off the block. Deckert platforms it. Another tight ball, pushed over is Van Zant. Good dig. Amaral across to Stepanitis. Good dig from Deckert. Back row again. Through the triple, Van Zant was in the right spot. Just couldn't control the play. So you're seeing a little bit different here. Iowa leaving Van Zant in the back row to give Iowa some offense, but might give a little bit on defense there that way. Deckert sends that serve well over the end line. Second service error for USC, 7-5 Iowa. And Hannah Whittingstall to serve. Good strong serve there. Tipped over, Whittingstall with a good dig. Amaral, Stepanitis trying to sneak off hands there and missed. 7-6 on the hitting error.
Yeah, that's a good idea there, but you have to be careful. A lot of good teams, if they're up trying to take space away in that block and they can tell the hitter's going to use their hands, they might bring them back down quickly. Then you just get a whiff ball out of bounds.
Messer to serve. Good ball there. And Stepanitis stepped in front of Barrett and kind of created some confusion. We're tied at 7 on the first ace of the match.
Just needing a little extra communication.
Yeah, so it's Stepanitis, Barrett, and Moisio to receive the serve. So a little bit unusual pattern here, at least in matches. And Barrett's good ball from Moisio. Boy, good swing from Amaral, but it's dug by Weejay. Tipped over. Hawks get in the air. Amaral just has to knock it over. Deckert, right side swing. Misses wide. Hawks catch a break there on the hitting error.
Right now, the Hawks are having a hard time picking up the tips and the shots. It's forcing them to be out of system, so they can't really get an offense rolling. Those off-blocker defenders are going to become crucial going forward.
Yeah, Iowa, 14 swings, 3 kills. Amaral knocks it over at Deckert. Good ball. Middle attack. Oh, good dig from Amaral, but couldn't get it high enough to allow anybody else to chase it down. Tied at 8 off the kill out of the middle. That was Ford.
Might be time for the sweat towel to come out on the floor.
Yeah, you mentioned that, well, 84.2. It just keeps going up.
Going up.
It's Thomas Nathan to serve. And she sends it over the end line. I'm going to have to think up a nickname for her because that just doesn't really roll off the tongue.
TN?
DTN?
DTN.
TN, all right.
Yeah.
I like it. 9-8 Iowa. Jamie Marquardt to serve. Iowa wins the first lap by a point. Marquardt sends a good serve over. Deckert, though, good pass. Right side swing, off the block and into the front row.
Unlucky block touch. USC just kind of winning those points at the net.
I think that was Mullen. Again, that's a Hawkeye legacy there. Verbeest now to serve. She pops it over. Good drop serve. Moisio, good play. Amaral behind her to Varez. Off the head. Track down. What a hustle play by Verbeest. Boy, and that's off the net from Weejay. Iowa abandoned the block, and Weejay just barely hits it over the tape right into the campfire. 10-9. USC retakes the lead.
Although it's out of system, you have to stay at the net just in case they do happen to get a swing on that.
Verbeest again. Good ball from Moisio. Amaral middle to Stojanovic. Good dig from USC again. Oh boy, that was thrown. Thank you. That ball had Velcro and Weejay's fingers just stuck.
Kind of like a up and over while still being in her hand. Quick whistle though, I like it.
Yeah,
She
that
didn't
was.
hesitate.
It was definitive, and it was a good call. Tied at 10. Stojanovic to serve for the Hawks. Sashka sends a floater over, but DTN couldn't handle it. First ace serve for the Hawks. Just kind of got into her platform, kept floating on her. Like she had it, she was ready to play it. It just kept moving on her.
I feel like that's the arena effect.
That ball floats to the right and goes out of bounds into the Trojan bench. Tied at 11. Abigail Mullen to serve. Marquardt, great ball to Amaral. Middle attacks. Whittingstall's blocked. Hawks get it in the air, but then it's pushed right back over by Messer. 12-11 USC.
USC playing really great defense. Their back row has been getting a lot of balls up, but they're really controlling the net right now. Just not allowing Iowa to get anything past.
Good strong serve there. Amaral behind her to Vares. Blocked. Good cover from Amaral. Vares off the net. Good swing there, and that will get down for a kill all the way in the back far corner. Just on the side of the new student section back there. Vares with the kill. We're tied at 12.
And that's a smart swing by Vares. She got blocked on the first attempt. The second attempt, roughly the same set, just nice and high for her. With her height, she used that and kind of used high hands to just send that ball up and off the block.
Allie Barrett now to serve. She pops it over. Good pass. Push to the left side, high off the hands. Weejay with the kill, 13-12 USC.
Weejay says, I can do that too. High and off the hands, off the block.
Just launches right over top of the back row. Famuina's back into the match. Knocked over, tight ball. Good set from Amaral, but Van Zant didn't get all of it. Tipped over, Moisio's there. Amaral swings at this one. Good quick approach there that time too. That wasn't her full heavy leap. That was just a quick arm whip and got the kill.
Yeah, it gave the defense less time to think about it. The blocker is definitely not on her with that kind of fast tempo pass. A lot of blockers are gonna just guess that she's not gonna swing on that ball.
13-all, Van Zant to serve. Strong serve, but a good pass from Weejay. Right side slide, blocked. Amaral's there, good dig. Barrett, Stepanitis. Dug, but over back to the Hawkeye side. Moisio, Amaral, Whittingstall slide, put it in the net.
A little bit too low of a set for Whittingstall. She kind of likes the higher, loopier slide since she's taller, and she waits for that ball to come down. She can get it kind of an open cross court.
First hitting error for the Hawks. USC 14, Iowa 13. Deckert now to serve. Moisio, good ball to Amaral. Slide this time to Whittingstall. Beautiful tip. USC gets it in the air, though. Just knocked over. Barrett, tight ball. Amaral wins the joust. Back to the USC side. Whittingstall, good dig. Barrett, good ball. Rolled over from Iowa. Back row attack. Sails it over the inline. No touch from Iowa. Better defense there from Iowa. Got gritty there and won the point. We're tied at 14.
Better defense. Still quite a few shots happening in the front row. I think right now still the setter-hitter connection can be a little bit sharper.
Whittingstall pops a serve over. Good pass. Middle attack. Ooh. Stepanitis was a beat late, and it actually stopped the dig as the ball comes down off of her hands the second time. 15-14. USC leads as we head to the media timeout. 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Life's busy. Quickstar makes it easier. From fresh hot coffee to delicious bakery treats and quick grab-and-go meals and snacks, we've got what you need when you're on the run. Top off your tank with Quickstar's fully guaranteed fuel to keep you moving. Plus, enjoy added perks like free ATMs and complimentary air for your tires. Convenience, savings, and a see you next time with a smile. We're your go-to for everything you need to keep your day on track, because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. Stop into Quickstar today.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to Carver Hawkeye Arena. I'm John Evans with Reagan Coyle. Quickstar is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Volleyball. Find the nearest Quickstar location at quickstar.com. Strange beginning. It's 15-14. USC has 10 kills. Iowa has 5.
I was going to say, the stat column doesn't really reflect how the score is. Definitely feels a little bit different than 14-15, but a lot of back and forth, a lot of missed serves from USC, just creating a lot of free points for Iowa. I still think USC is pretty much controlling the game offensively, but Iowa doing a good job keeping plays alive, and the hitters are starting to heat up.
Iowa, 5 different players. They have 5 kills, 5 different players has it. Messer knocks the serve over in front of Barrett, who chased down by Amaral. Stepanitis, good swing, covered by Stojanovic. Amaral push it behind her, tight ball to Stepanitis. That was a dead on arrival swing from Hallie. She just had no real chance. That was just to launch it off the hands was really her only chance. But
yeah, not much you can do with that. You can try to make it diggable off the block, but that's tricky.
Another great serve. Tipped over by Amaral, though. Barrett put the ball right on top of the tape. Amaral goes up and reverse dunks it.
It's great to have an offensive setter who's able to do that versus not so offensive setter would really struggle with a ball like that.
16-15. Amaral now serves it over. Good pass from Palmina. Dug by Moisio, but it's an overpass. A lot of traffic there, and USC will just have to knock it over. Van Zant. Amaral behind her to Varez. High off the hands. Easy dig, middle of the floor. Middle attack, dug by Moisio. Amaral behind her again to Varez. Block came late off her head. Moisio steps in, over to Stepanitis. Tried to launch off the hands, got the touch call. We're tied at 6. Oh, no, overruled.
I was going to say, I don't think there was much rotation on that ball at all for there to be a touch off that. I think it was a little bit of a miss hit by Stepanitis.
So 17-15 off the Stepanitis hitting error. And Thomas Nathan to serve. Eventually. Here she comes. Moisio, chased down by Amaral. Tipped over by Varez. Easy dig. Push to the outside, tipped over. Amaral gets it in the air. Moisio, Varez from the left is rejected. 18-15 USC. And that's where the out of system and lack of connection creating a small problem for the Hawks. Van Zant will leave. Alyssa Warden will come in, so that experiment is over for now. Thomas Nathan to serve. Into the net. 4th service error for USC is keeping Iowa within arm's length here. But
yeah, it really is keeping them in it. Iowa just needs to do something with that, though. Right now, lots of heading errors for them, so just need to find a way to get it around USC's block. And right now, they're taking too much off of their swing, and it's just creating more and more errors. They just need to swing away.
Marquardt fires a serve over. Another great pass. Push to the outside. That swing goes right into kind of that 4-5 seam. Give the kill to Weejay. She's got 5. Iowa hasn't had any answer for her at all. And Leah Ford heads back to the service line with the Trojans up 19-16.
And Weejay is a 5'10" outside. She really makes up with it with her vertical.
Moisio, great pass to Emerald. Middle attack, Stojanovic scores into the one corner. So if Iowa can get the passing going so that they can get middles involved, that will help everyone. 19-17, Iowa needs to string a couple points together here. Sashka to serve, sends it over. Another good pass though, right side swing with no block. Marquardt sends it over and out.
It's tough as a defender when you have to cover that much court with no block, taking up, at least some of the court for you to work with.
Yeah, Mullen had a pretty open lane there. 20-17, she now serves it over off the tape. Van Zant, good diving play. Whittingstall, good set. Van Zant dug by Deckert. Push to the left side, big swing off the block, just barely stays in. Right side back row now. Off of Marquardt's platform, give the back row kill. That was actually Mullen off the blue.
And not much of a block for that one either. Just lots of space the back row is having to cover right now.
Yeah, it feels like Iowa's a little lost at the net. 21-17 USC, timeout Iowa. 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Farmers are constantly chasing more yield and greater consistency. Check out Mershman Seeds Power Core Enlist Corn. Here's Ben Pieper, our product manager.
Power Core Enlist corn hybrids are the fastest growing traits in growers' fields right now. Farmers know that we are choosing the right hybrids for the right acres to put more corn in their hopper at harvest. Combine that with Mershman Seeds starting line seed treatment, growers are finding that high yielding consistency that they're looking for.
Contact your local Mershman Seeds dealer today and ask them about Power Core Enlist Corn from Mershman Seeds, your friend in the field.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
John Evans and Reagan Coyle back here in Iowa City. USC leads the Hawks 21-17. USC hitting .282. Iowa being held to .086. If you happen to be tuned in on Big Ten Plus and see Gabby Deary in street clothes, nothing terribly serious. I was talking to her before the match. Just, I don't know if she'll be ready for Sunday, but I don't think it's a long-term thing for her. So she'll be back and available sooner rather than later, I guess is what I'll go with there. Abigail Mullen to serve, 21-17 Trojans. Good strong serve again. Emerald Tavares off the net. Boy, off the block though, snuck it off that inside hand of Taverdi and gets the point, 21-18.
And I like that Vares is moving that ball around. She's gotten a touch on almost every one of her swings, so she's having to be creative with what she's doing up there.
I guarantee USC saw 24 kills last match and decided, hey, that's somebody we're going to need to pay some attention to.
Yep.
Barrett sends a high floater at Deckert, who makes a great pass. Pushed on the slide off of Van Zant's hands out of bounds. Taverdi with the kill, 22-18.
Kind of what we see on Iowa's side. USC has a really active setter. Messer, she goes up and jump sets that ball. Middle hangs with her, which creates a one-on-one opportunity for USC. Taverdi, she's so powerful on that slide, just right off the block.
Weejay knocks it at Moisio. Amaral slide to Whittingstall. Goes off of Weejay. Good dig. Deckert off the net, rolled over, but boy, the Hawks just didn't seal the block at all. Soft swing by Formina.
Sometimes those are tricky because you have your hand set ready for a really powerful swing, and it comes over as a roll shot, and it just hits awkward off your hands, and there's just not a lot of defense behind you to pick that up.
23-18. Fifth USC service error, but Iowa not able to take advantage of them so far, 23-19. Van Zant will go back to serve. Stepanidis will re-enter. And needs a Charday service run right here. She sends a floater this time, uses the middle, and the middle gets a great swing. Van Zant dug up. Stepanidis off the net. Boy, what a pass. Hawks catch a break there as Taverdi just beats it into the net. A little awkward. Her body was almost had her back to the net, and she tried to come all the way cross-body back to the one corner and missed, 23-20. Van Zant goes fastball this time. Deckert tight to the net, rolled over, and the Hawks get a block. Good kick save. That is back to the Hawkeye side, and USC still in the play. This is going to be dirty. And they get the point. USC with a kick save on the block.
Little soccer move.
It actually looked like it rolled down her leg, though. It stayed on her leg a long time. 24-20, though, on the.
I don't know if that's challengeable, the legality of a kick save.
Yeah, I don't think so. Deckert off the tape. Whittingstall, good heads-up play. Amaral takes a rip. Deckert one hand back to the Iowa side. And Amaral, that was forcing her offense there. She kind of got mad, decided she was going to take a rip at it, and Leah Ford was sitting right on top of her and just sent it right back. 25-20. USC takes set one.
That was a really strange set because USC had a lot of service errors, so it kind of felt like Iowa was more in it than they were. But as far as the intensity standpoint, I don't think Iowa was ever in that set. They had a really slow start.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we come back because that's kind of what I saw the last two matches in Michigan. So we'll talk a little bit about that when we get back. 2 minutes. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment. Knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
John Evans just trying to carry the water for Reagan Coyle and her fan club here in Carver Hawkeye Arena. USC takes set one, 25-20. All right, so at the break, we were going to talk about, Iowa lost the first 2 sets in both matches in Michigan, both the Michigan and Michigan State. And then played with what I would categorize as a different level of intensity in the 3rd and 4th sets. I don't think that either team they played, their level dropped. I think Iowa raised theirs. What does Iowa need to do to start on time? Maybe start on time now, at least here in the 2nd set, instead of waiting until you're in a 2-set hold to start coming back.
I think it starts with defense and those easy balls that can be picked up, kind of the awkward touches off the block that are scoring for USC right now, the off-blocker tips that can be easily picked up by one of the front row players. And that will just create more in-system opportunities for Iowa. Right now, those have all been points for USC. So USC is not really having to do many special things to score their points. Iowa's just been handing them a handful.
Well, and they've done the effort things, And okay, the kick is luck, but it's still some effort because then the ball goes into the net and somebody else is paying attention and gets the ball out of the net, and then the next person does their job to give you a chance. And that's what Yeah, there was a play, it was the third or fourth set in Ann Arbor where Jamie Marquardt had no chance to dig a ball. It was second contact. She was running toward the student section at the far end of the floor, but it was the effort to continue going for it that it was just like, okay, that's kind of the corner turn that it feels like Iowa hasn't started with that in the last few weekends, and they've paid for it because they've dug holes that even when they played well, they haven't been able to get out of those holes then.
Right. Yeah, effort is contagious, and it's nice to get a reset here for a second set and see if that changes.
Danny Thomas Nathan will serve to start set 2. Powerfully, Moisio, good ball. Right side from Varez. Off of Messer. Carmel now with 3.
They have double block up on Varez every time she swings. So like I said earlier, she's going to have to continue to be creative, and that cross-court shot is her best swing. She's taking advantage of it.
Sashka sends a serve down the line. Great pass again, though. Middle attack off the block, scores. That's Ford. And that's where Iowa can't live with that. If Messer's touching the ball on the Tiger Hawk logo, Iowa's in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any team is.
Right.
You know, if Emerald's touching it on the Tiger Hawk logo all night, it's going to be trouble. Serve sails over from Ford. 2-1 Iowa. But, you know, you look at that's 6 service errors for USC, but I'll take the aggressive serving. You know, I'd like fewer errors and more aces if you're going to do that, but it doesn't feel like Iowa's really created any havoc with their serve so far.
I agree.
Barrett now pops it over. Another perfect pass. Right side swing from Mullen. And Whittingstall having to stay with Messer is late. And so easy swing lane there for Mullen, tied at 2.
And Van Zandt just a little too far outside on her block. Mullen just had all of the cross court open on Iowa's side.
Mullen fires a serve at Barrett. Good pass. Pushed across to Van Zandt. High over the block, but Deckert's right there. Boy, and that is a good swing. Back to the USC side. Back to the... Oh. Emerald falls awkwardly. Let's see how this goes. Just got hung up in the net is what we're going to root for.
It was maybe just a little... Looked a little awkward coming down, so I think as she was coming up, she was just making sure everything felt normal.
We have 4 jousts there almost consecutively on the side, and then last one, she loses the joust, and like I said, hopefully just got caught in the net as she came down. So 3-2 USC. Mullen to serve again. Floats it over at Barrett. Good ball to Amaral. Pushed across to Van Zandt. Good dig. Oh, Iowa catches a break. As Taverdi called in the net. That's a great dig from your right side, and Mullen that was back on the Iowa side.
Always the worst as a defender. You get a great dig, but your front row player was in the net.
Especially a non-traditional back row player, whether you're middle or that right side. Van Zandt misses wide. As the USC bench goes with a scream there. That one's not a big fan of that one. Famina comes back in. Weejay serves it over. Literally.
Over the line.
Service error number 7. Tied at 4.
I think I might know what they will work on practice next week.
Whittingstall sends a floater over. Weejay, though, great pass. High off the block. Barrett runs through. Amaral back row. Tipped by Van Zandt. Messer's there. Blocked back USC side again. Sends that one over. Misses hands. USC begging for touch. Messer trying to sell it. And Coach Keller's buying.
Didn't use the hand signal, though.
Yeah, come on, Coach, give the C.
Where's the C? I don't see the C.
We got no card. You got to give the C. Now Dane is so far down there, you can't peek over his shoulder anymore to see how this is going.
A sneak peek of the challenge.
Back in Carver here, we're in a whole different setup. I don't know that I saw the the touch there. Kind of like
we always have the worst angle when it's over on that pin. As far as touches go, it's really tough to see.
It's kind of like the one Stepanitis hit though in the first set. It just looked launched. It didn't look touched.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of rotation on the ball. It just looked like that she got underneath it.
So we'll see how it goes. Challenge number 1 of the match. Yeah, but much like we started the last set, USC with 7 swings already this set, Iowa with 4. Now part of that is USC has a couple service errors, so Iowa doesn't get a run any offense back. They just get to score a point. But USC getting more and better opportunities.
Yeah, and we saw a smart shot by Iowa on that last play, kind of tipping over to Sutter and Messer, and then forces USC to be out of system. So it's easier to play defense with that.
Iowa having to work. Van Zant. We'll see what the call is here. Okay. Which the USC side was pretty adamant about it. Nobody was.
All 6 players.
Yeah, it didn't look like anybody was trying to sell it. It looked like they firmly believed it. And their coach's confidence then is paid off. 5-4 now USC, actually. Deckert to serve. Barrett, back row for Van Zant. Hits it, oh boy. Hits the tape, rolls it over the block. That was kind of dirty, but I was just going to say earlier, she had 1 kill on 8 swings, and looks like she's jumping exceptionally well. Gets a non-traditional kill there, tied at 5.
And it feels like USC got quite a few of those in the first set, so it was nice for Iowa to finally grab one.
Amaral sends it long. That's the 4th service error for the Hawks, so not great on the Iowa side either. And now Messer to serve. She pops it over. Moisio, low ball. Amaral outside. Tipped over by Vares. Good tool off the block there.
Really smart tool. Mullen's hands were just really high and kind of up there. Easy target. Smart shot by Vares.
Yeah, when you're not pressing and you're just you're leaving targets up there, aren't you? It's a bullseye for a hitter to go for one way or the other.
It's good to see Vares utilizing her tips. The very early season, she was sending it over with 2 hands.
Marquardt, yes, true. Boy, that is another just open net. Fuamina, powerful swing.
Yeah, right now, Van Zant's block is a little too far outside. She's too close to the pin, just leaving, like I said earlier, just so much cross court open. I'd like to see them bring that block in, force them to swing line.
Thomas Nathan to serve, 7-6 USC. Moisio, good pass. Right side to Vares, high off the block. Not sure it was going to get chased down anyway, but USC's in the net. We're tied at 7. Vares up to 5.
Good, powerful swing by her. Once again, a double block, but she's just swinging away and just aimed high hands there. It's a kill every time if she just swings high.
And that's what she did at Michigan, and she was not unstoppable, but she was fantastic. Boy, and that's right now the Hawkeye middle block is just not one way or the other. I'm not even sure that if it looked like Carmel was set up more inside there still. And Iowa kind of getting lost, and that's a back row setter too, so you don't have to follow her this time.
Right.
So on a tight ball, you can still leave her.
Yeah, just a beat late, kind of closing to each pin.
Serve knocked over by Verbeest. Amaral outside Van Zant. Dug by Messer. Tight ball. Hawks get the block there that time. Marquardt, great pass. Middle attack. Whittingstall tips. Easy dig though. Middle attack shoved over. Moisio, easy dig. Whittingstall gets the swing that time. And again, USC with the scramble defense. Van Zant goes off the antenna. Boy, and USC makes Iowa work that extra swing. Van Zant tries to go line and misses. 9-7 USC.
And Wedding Stall, she's working so hard in the middle right now, but just need Emerald to get her a little bit higher of a ball so that way she can get a good attack on it.
For Beast at Marquardt, overpass. 10-7.
All the momentum right now on USC's side. You can kind of tell on Iowa's side, they're just a little tense right now.
23 kills for USC to just 3 hitting errors. Emerald, or Marquardt, not a good pass. And not a good swing from Van Zandt. 11-7 USC. Coach Barnes is going to need a timeout. He steps in and takes it. Let's take 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
John Evans and Reagan Coyle back here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. I knew it, but I had to still catch myself. Quickstar is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Volleyball. Find the nearest Quickstar location at quickstar.com. Okay, we talked about Iowa needed to up the intensity level, and it really feels like, again, it's kind of go time right here, right now if you're Iowa to not fall into a hole. 4-0 run from USC.
It is for sure. It's really tough to battle with this USC team right now. They're doing everything right, and they're playing such cohesive volleyball. They have a really balanced offense. They only have 3 hitting errors, on 57 attacks on the match right now, and only 3 errors, which is so impressive.
Yeah, hitting .583 this set. Vares from the right. Good dig there again. Pushed out to the right side. Mullen blocked. Look out, though. Messer's down. And she is not looking great with the left ankle. Boy, she's going to try to walk it off, though. But she's going to have to leave. Allie Hazelwood will check in. The 5'11" junior now.
She was trying her hardest to walk it off, but it did not. It looked painful how she was walking, so she was really limping on her left.
I did not see.
Ankle.
Yeah, I did not see what happened. Hate to see it. Obviously Iowa lived through it last year when Claire got hurt at a joust at the net. You don't like seeing anybody go down that way. 11-8. Allie Barrett to serve for the Hawks. Barrett knocks it over. Deckert, great pass. First set's a beauty. And Mullen gets the kill from the right side.
Yeah, great first set by Hazelwood. It's really tough to come off the bench like that. I would say she's cold, but she's probably not cold. It's 85 degrees in here.
84.9. Come on now. Mullen fires another great serve. Barrett, tough pass. Chased down by Amaral. Van Zandt. Good. Just kind of tip roll there. Right over Hazelwood. And my guess is that's where Iowa's going to have an advantage.
For sure. I was going to say with a new setter on the court, there's going to be some miscues like that. Just having your new leader on the court.
Messer was listed at 5'11", as is Hazelwood, but good serve from Van Zandt off the net, push to the left side. Moisio, great dig, middle of the floor. Stepanitis chops it out outside the antenna. Boy.
Are you saying their 5'11s look different?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Thomas Nathan leaves. Fuamwina comes back in. Weejay knocks the serve at Moiseo. Amaral, back row from Van Zant. Iowa finally gets a back row kill. I watched Michigan do that repeatedly. Repeatedly. Went to Allison Jacobs back there, and it looked like she was swinging from the front row. Good swing from Charday. Whittingstall, great serve. Drops down low, but pushed to the outside, left-handed tip. Another try, right side slide. Sails it long, no touch this time. They're begging for it again, but not as adamantly this time.
No, last time, yeah, all 6 players were signaling touch. That maybe just one there.
Mia Taverdi with the hitting error. Off the tape. Dug off the net. Boy, that ball's tight. And Iowa wins the dunk, but now it's knocked over. Van Zant, great ball to Amaral. Slide to Stojanovic. Hawks get the point. 13-12, battling back in it.
Finally an in-system play where Stojanovic can run on her slide. Had one-on-one opportunity there, just catching to Verdi, kind of hanging out in the middle. She was late to close. Just got all the cross court for Stojanovic. 3
kills on 4 swings for Sashka. Weejay, good pass, push to the outside. Dug up. Good ball from Barrett. Stepanitis chops it. Dug over. Blocked by Iowa, but out of bounds. Fuamina with the kill. 14-12, USC stops the run. Deckert now back to serve. Well, USC just rotates coaches in front of us.
Yeah, yeah they do. Lots of movement on this side.
Deckert fires that serve way out of bounds. The line judge is what, 5'4", 5'6" maybe? Sailed it right over her shoulder.
Yeah, so. they sail in this arena. A lot of teams really struggle serving in here.
So they would have practiced here this afternoon.
Yeah.
Had a serve and pass. Amaral sends a floater over. Great pass, middle of the floor. Tipped over, Moiseo's there. Amaral fights through. Varez from the right, blocked. Van Zant, good cover. Amaral gives it back to Varez, slides it over. Good dig from Trubin. Back row from Iowa, or from USC's block. Varez and Stojanovic, maybe Stepanitis in there. Give everybody a hand, 14-all.
Everybody got a piece of it. Stojanovic kind of had the head tilt there. She always does that when she gets a good play.
Outside, Fuamina. 15-14 USC. 6 kills on 16 swings for Adana. Hazelwood now will go back to serve. Pops it right down the line at Van Zant. Amaral. Boy, that was not Claire's best set. Varez just has nothing to do with the ball. 16-14.
Yeah, nothing you can do with that. Just trapped right on the net, not even inside enough to take it with your hands.
Moiseo, great pass to Amaral again. Boy, Iowa just taken 2 perfect passes and got nothing out of it. Moiseo, one-handed dig. Amaral, Varez chops it over, dug by Hazelwood. Deckert, Fuamina. Boy, that's 2 balls in a row that Iowa has made perfect passes and got no swing out of it at all. That cannot happen against a ranked team. 17-14 USC.
Right, when you send something over like a free ball, a team like USC is going to turn something into it.
Hazelwood off the tape. Van Zant, another perfect pass. Middle attack, Stojanovic block. Great cover from Van Zant. Varez just platforms it across. Good ball, though. Creates some traffic, but Fuamina, boy, that is dirty. Threw it right into the tape. It rolled along the top of the tape and then somehow spun back to the Iowa side. And Coach Barnes will use his second timeout. USC on a 3-0 run. It's 18-14, timeout Iowa. 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment, committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care, and service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way, so you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to Walmart.com/everymoment to find a plan right for you.
Unwind in style at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, where luxury and excitement come together. Tee off on a world-class golf course, savor gourmet dining, and enjoy premier entertainment and amenities that are second to none. Feeling lucky? Hit the slots or try your hand at our table games. There's always action on the floor. Whether you're here to relax, play, or indulge, Riverside offers more than just a getaway. It's an unforgettable experience. Visit Riverside Casino and Resort.com to learn more.
John Evans, Reagan Coyle back here in Carver Hawkeye Arena, wishing happy thoughts now, trying to get the Iowa momentum back. USC settled back in after starting setter Reese Messer had to leave. She's back at the end of the bench. We'll see if she got a new tape job and she's ready to go. Doesn't look too worse for wear, but you see when you actually start running around and having to push off of it.
Yep. And jump with her being a front row setter too. She's going to be doing lots of jumping.
Hazelwood has been fine so far. I might leave her in there just to let it go.
Yeah, plays like that cannot happen in Big Ten play.
Yeah, that's an overpass from Stepanidis. Amaral can't jump with it, but she sticks her hands up as high as she can, but then gets called for being a back row setter because she's above the net. 19-14, Iowa self-inflicted here the last 5 points. Hazelwood, another good serve. Moisio, middle of the floor. Amaral. Van Zant with a good back row kill. Yeah, that's that. You called it an A. Coaches told me it's between red and white, so it was pink.
Pink, okay. They must do colors for the back row attacks then.
Yeah, so they had blue, white, red, and then it was sky and pink were the two in-betweeners. Learning every year. Jamie Marquardt to serve. Kwamina, back row attack. Back row attack from USC's punched long, 19-16. That was Weejay. Finally get I guess that's her second hitting error now. Marquardt to serve again. Sends the floater this time, but Deckert there easy. Push to the outside. Mullins tipped it over. And Vares just didn't know where it was. It was hung up over her head.
And it's plays like that that just seem to keep happening on Iowa's side. Just gettable, easy ball control plays that should be automatic.
And as a right side, you know whether you touched it hard or soft, right? So you know it's going to be kind of close to you.
Right.
Thomas Nathan pounds the serve at Moisio. Overpass. Boy, Iowa gets away with it, but doesn't get away with it as the third contact goes out of bounds anyway. 21-16.
It was a good save by Amaral on that one. That's all she can do is just try to keep it on her side as a back row setter.
Coaching staff asked Taverdi if she touched the ball, and she said no. So there was no back row setter action there. That's just a good save from Amaral. Thomas Nathan. Moisio, great pass. Right side to Vares. Boy, that one split the block. Taverdi was late, or Ford was late. But Iowa.
Yeah, Vares will make him pay for that with Ford being late, finding a little bit of a seam. She can really hit that ball down.
Iowa has to have a run now, though. 21-17, Stojanovic to serve. Good serve, bad pass. Deckert steps in, takes second contact. Tight ball, blocked, covered by Deckert. Mullen kind of won a joust. Sat on her hand.
It's like a fadeaway.
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to push it over. And Van Zant was there, but ended up getting shoved back to the Iowa side. So Riley McGinnis checks in, and Leah Ford will serve. McGinnis first action. Father was an All-American linebacker. Good strong serve. Marquardt bad pass. Touched by Moisio, tipped by Van Zant. Back to the Iowa side, Vares. Kind of hamstrung the middle there. Ford relatively easy ball to dig, but couldn't see it maybe, couldn't find it.
Yeah, we always have the worst angle, just balls coming down that opposite line over there, so it's hard to know what they were seeing. But yeah, a little bit of a fadeaway swing by Varas. The ball was kind of behind her, but she was able to still get a decent swing on it.
Barrett to serve for the Hawks, sends it over. Good ball again. Right side swing with no middle block needed. Sharday Van Zant gets the Hawkeye block, 22-19.
Van Zant kind of taking one into her own column there. Her and Mullen have been going back and forth this match, so that one probably felt good.
Well, you said dove in just a little bit more there and was able to get it on a sharp cross. Barrett sends it over. Another good ball, push to the outside. Good dig from Barrett. Amaral throws it over, but good dig from Hazelwood. Weejay, boy, she is just higher than the Iowa block right there, 23-19.
She's higher, and she has such a fast whip of an arm that even when she contacts it, she's high. It's really hard for the defense to even get underneath it just because it comes so fast.
Mullen now to serve. Good soft serve that time. Barrett, though, good pass. Pushed across to Van Zant. Sharday one-on-one. That's good action for Iowa. She gets a smaller setter and a late middle.
Yeah, Van Zant is really heating up, and she's kind of carrying the load right now for Iowa as far as kills go. She's right behind Varas, but just with the spark right now, she's swinging away with no fear.
Drops a good serve there. Bad pass. And Iowa gets a block on Weejay. Bad pass from Weejay. She gets the garbage swing, and Iowa gets the block. 23-21. USC will call timeout. Iowa on a little run, trying to get back in the second set. We'll take 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Life moves fast. Quick Start keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. While you're fueling up with our fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. Always clean stores, clean restrooms, and a smile for your day. Hey, we're all about saving you time, money, and making life easier. Quick Star's here for you. Whenever you need us, we got you covered.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
John Evans and Reagan Coyle back here in Iowa City. 23-21, Iowa trying to make a late run here in set two, trail 1-0. I was looking back at the box score from the Michigan match. 24 kills for Carmel, 5 hitting errors. Sharday had 14 on 4 hitting errors. Both of them had 42, 43 swings. For Iowa to be successful, you hate to kind of lump it on one or two people, but the offense has to start there. And then because they're going to get a lot of swings, they're going to need to keep the ball in play. And then, you get your middles active, and then that's when you all of a sudden make some cool runs.
For sure. Yeah, they're going to need to continue to carry Iowa's offense.
Good serve, tight ball. And that is a heavy, heavy swing from McGinnis. And another set point, actually the first set point this time for USC, 24-21.
And McGinnis is off the bench too, so a good, powerful swing.
Yeah, the senior from Long Beach. Probably a little undersized for a Big Ten middle, 6'1". But certainly springy with that one. Weejay knocks the serve over. Moisio, good ball. Amaral, slide. Whittingstall scores. Hawks save one.
Amaral really sold McGinnis on her jump set there. She kind of pumped her arms like she was going to take an attack, and Whittingstall was one-on-one.
Whittingstall to serve. Sends a floater over. Back row. Knocked out of bounds by Mullen. Hawks are 1 point closer. And Coach Keller will use his second timeout as Iowa has saved a couple. Now what do you think? Hannah Whittingstall, ace serve?
That would be awesome. Yeah. Just got to get USC out of system somehow. So I'd love an aggressive serve, but I'd love her to keep it in as well.
That was
try to limit the amount of points that they're giving USC. They've been doing a better job of that in the last half of the set.
Well, you had mentioned there were, I think it was 50 some odd swings, and USC only had 3 errors. Now all of a sudden they have 7 this set, hitting 278 now.
And part of that has to do with a new setter on the floor. So not as great of a connection with that, but I feel like, yeah, Iowa's been able to kind of hold their own on the net a little bit more from a blocking perspective.
Yeah, and that was an interesting choice to me. You've got everything in front of you, and you run kind of your blue option out of the one position to try to get the kill when you had everybody available to you on a really good first pass. Mullen hasn't played the back row the whole time. Right. It almost feels like USC's working on something here, and let's see if Iowa can make it hurt a little. Whittingstall to serve. We were still playing background music. Kill the house music, please. Oh, we hadn't come back yet.
Still had a few more seconds left.
That's all right. Juamina had a perfect pass on that one. Okay. She has a good pass again. That goes back out to her. Tips it over. Stepanidis is there. Amaral. Back row from Van Zandt. It goes off the block. Or off Weejay in the back row. Hawks have tied it at 24.
Started with good effort with Stepanidis on that off-blocker defense. She picks up that tip and gives Iowa a chance to run some sort of offense through Van Zandt in the back row.
Whittingstall again, sends it over. Deckert with a great pass. Blocked. Good play by Stojanovic. Stepanidis chops it over. Dug by Weejay. Tight ball. McGinnis tips, and Iowa can't get there. Another set point for the Trojans, 25-24.
And that tip was really tricky because the block was still coming down, and she tipped it as the block was on the way down, so they couldn't come off the net to pick that up.
Deckert floats it over at Barrett. Great ball to Amaral. Back row to Van Zandt. Boy, that's a choice. Mullen, back row, dug by Amaral. Moisio steps in, puts it out to Stepanidis. High off the block on a triple. Deckert, tight ball. Middle attack, misses wide. Hawks dodge another bullet. Tied at 25. And that was your more normal middle. That was Ford that missed that time. Claire Amaral to serve.
Need a good aggressive serve here to have USC out of system.
Claire's been a floater more this year. Good pass, goes outside, block. Good cover there from Mullen. Juamina short ball over Stojanovic. Fares gets the kill. Set point Hawks.
Good defense by Stojanovic. That ball was inside the 10-foot line on that free ball over. Stojanovic gives Amaral enough height to come from the back row. Get a good set to Vares. Cross-court kill.
First chance for the Hawks to steal the set. Amaral, good serve. Weejay, tight pass, tipped over. Good run through from Amaral. Oh, that ball goes to Vares. She gets the kill! The Hawks win. What a set from Moisio. Hawks take set 2, 27-25.
That's the intensity that we were hoping for. It's great to see it come alive in the middle of that second set and really get stronger as the set goes on. There were points there where it was kind of lacking and it was a little bit unsure of what Iowa was going to do, but great comeback win in the second set. Really nice momentum to kind of get the crowd going and, kind of roll into this third set with a little spark.
Well, and you pointed at a play, and it happened at Michigan too, and it was one of those things where Michigan had found the donut or the campfire a handful of times, and Iowa had just struggled to pick it up. And Hallie Stepanidis finally got a run-through dig on one of those, and you mentioned it there. You at least give yourself a chance to play the point. You're USC. You kick the ball into the net. You at least give yourself a chance to play the point. I was able to do that a couple times, able to steal it a little bit. 27-25. Iowa wins the set. We're tied at a set apiece.
And it just takes a little extra communication, especially with that off-blocker defense, and it just takes one. As soon as players start going for those balls, it becomes contagious, and everyone kind of wants a piece of that and extend the rally. And, really great playing by Iowa, and it'll be fun to see what happens in this third.
Our old friend Sparky just showed up. Let's take 2 minutes. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Life moves fast. Quick Start keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. While you're fueling up with our fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air, always clean stores, clean restrooms, and a smile for your day. Hey, we're all about saving you time, money, and making life easier. Quick Star's here for you. Whenever you need us, we got you covered.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Farmers are constantly chasing more yield and greater consistency. Check out Mershman Seeds Power Core Enlist Corn. Here's Ben Pieper, our product manager.
Power Core Enlist corn hybrids are the fastest growing traits in growers' fields right now. Farmers know that we are choosing the right hybrids for the right acres to put more corn in their hopper at harvest. Combine that with Mershman Seeds starting line seed treatment, growers are finding that high yielding consistency that they're looking for.
Contact your local Mershman Seeds dealer today and ask them about Power Core Enlist Corn from Mershman Seeds, your friend in the field.
Hey Hawkeyes, this is Coach Ferentz. We're excited about the football season. Iowa Corn is pumped up for their season and their partnership with the Hawkeyes. When you drive to the game, support Iowa's corn farmers by selecting unleaded 88 at the pump. It's a fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet. It's worth the hype. Get pumped up with unleaded 88. Let's go Hawks.
John Evans and Reagan Coyle at a, what's the proper term? A bumpin' Carver Hawkeye Arena right now.
It is bumping. We got the dance cam out. People came alive after that second set win. Carver's rocking.
Iowa scores the last 3 points, capitalizes on their first opportunity to win the second set, and evens it at a set apiece. USC took the first 25-20. Trying to watch to see. Messer jogged past us, but she didn't look like.
No limp.
It still looked a little awkward though.
Okay.
It wasn't like that kind of a run. We'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if she gave it a try, and then we'll see how effective she becomes after that. USC hitting 261 on the match, Iowa hitting 192, but it really did take a dip for USC. And I really thought Hazelwood did a nice job. She ended up with 8 assists in the set, but I'm sure from a hitter's perspective, it's just a different way of seeing the ball come to you and at you, and the timing's all a little different.
For sure. Everything's just a little bit different when you have a different setter out there on the court. It's just what your offense revolves around, and so you're not quite used to it. It's just going to take maybe a set to kind of get back into the swing of things, but I thought she did a good job as well, especially just coming right off the bench and just kind of getting tossed in the game. They were a little bit off their game, USC was, in the last 10 points there. Playing a little tense. And I do see Messer back there on the court, so I think she's going to give it a shot and see what happens.
She's going to give it a go. But the thing that she didn't have much to do with, Iowa hit 324 there in the second set. Yeah. Really ramped up the offense, cut down on their own errors, ended up with 16 kills to just 4 hitting errors, hits 324.
Vara is really leading the way right now for the Hawks. She's hitting 400, 9 kills, only 1 error. She's swinging so aggressively, and she's got that nice cross-court open every time she swings. She might have some hands in the way, but she's attacking the ball so high, she can really tool off high hands, or even better, if she gets that one-on-one opportunity, she's got that sharp cross open as well.
So as I mentioned, Reese Messer back in. Adanya Fuamuina, she leads USC 9 kills, no hitting errors on 22 swings. Carmel Varez matching her almost swing for swing, 9 kills on 20 swings, just 1 error. And London Weejay has 8 for the Trojans. Sharday Van Zandt has 7 for the Hawks. So what Iowa hasn't had, though, Abigail Mullen has 7 for USC. They've got the third. You got Batman Robin. I don't know, is it Catwoman? I don't know who the next one is, but Iowa hasn't found that one yet, which I think they're going to need if they're going to really get going.
For sure. It's nice to see Van Zandt kind of heat up at the end of that second set, too. She's been steady, but really created that spark for herself at the end of that second set with some really powerful back row attacks, some blocks in the front row, and really good swings in the front.
Jamie Marquardt gets us started here in set 3. Good pass. Middle of the floor swing. Dug by Emerald back to the USC side. Right side swing this time off the block. Marquardt's there. Emerald tracks through. Goes to Varez, of course, off the block. Tipped over by Stojanovic. Deckert's there. Middle attack. Dug by Marquardt. Overpass. Middle attack. Dug by Moisio. Back to the USC side. Boy, we're a good thing we don't do doubles anymore. Rolled over, Marquardt's there. Emerald tracks it down across to Van Zandt. Through the block and scores. That's the scramble point Iowa didn't win the whole first set.
Right, and points like that just create such a big swing in momentum. Only that was the first point of the third set, but it's really going to create, like you mentioned earlier, just that effort that's contagious that's going to continue throughout.
You set the tone that, hey, we're here, we're ready to play. Marquardt, good serve, but a good pass from Weejay. Goes back to her. Dug by Moisio. Emerald. Van Zandt with a crafty little tip. Not called down. Blocked. Messer. Mullen. Weejay with the tip. Dug by Emerald. Moisio tracks it down. Van Zandt. Dug by Deckert. Stojanovic! We don't need no challenge.
Nice little tip net play by Stojanovic. Good discipline, because those you can get a little greedy and start to cross over the plane of the net. You can get called for being over, but good discipline by her. Really good scramble right now by Iowa's defense.
Sashka now 4 kills on 6 swings.
And we keep seeing those tips from USC, but Iowa's finally starting to find a way to do something with those tips, be in system, and answer with a powerful swing.
Marquardt to serve. Good strong serve off the tape. Weejay on her knees. Right side to Mullen. Off the block. Oh, great hustle from Claire Emerald.
Right. She looked like she was diving right into the pole, but it was just to the left of it. But from our angle, it looked like it was going to be a little scarier than it was.
Yeah, fortunately, she slides to the, those of you with kids, the SpongeBob slide here on this. It's warm. We've cracked 85 degrees now.
And climbing.
And we left the Gary trail, Gary the snail. Deckert floats the serve at Marquardt. Great ball to Emerald. Pushed outside Van Zandt, a little behind her, but gets away with it and scores. Van Zandt with 9, 3-1 Iowa.
Yeah, need to continue having a balanced offense for Iowa. And then as soon as we keep our pins going, then we can get the middles more involved. I'd like to see Whittingstall with more action as well.
Stojanovic sends it over, right side for Mullen, through the block, but Marquardt's right there. Tracked down by Van Zandt, and Marquardt just has to knock it over. Deckert runs up and takes it. Right side, off the block. Boy, a little unfortunate there. Guy was in the right spot, but off Van Zandt's hands into the front row, 3-2.
And she's swinging like that in USC's block, and USC is going to, kind of give it right back to her in her block.
Mullen off the tape. Whittingstall, great play. Emerald back to Whittingstall. Deckert diving play. Messer pushes it outside. Whittingstall pushes it back. Slap down Moisio. Emerald back to Varez. She gets the block, or gets the kill off the block. So actually McGinnis has stayed in now for Taverdi, so that wasn't just a late set, hey, I think I can get you a couple points.
Right.
It's turned into the third set run here as well. Allie Barrett to serve. Iowa on top 4-2, tied at a set apiece. Barrett knocks it over. Deckert, great ball. Dunked over, but Barrett is there. Emerald, Van Zandt catches the line.
That was in for sure.
It's funny,
Few
though.
of the USC players wanted to call it out.
Everybody begs for it out until Coach Keller walks down and says, was it? And then nobody's as sure anymore. Van Zandt with the kill, 5-2 Iowa. Barrett punts a floater over. Deckert, easy ball. Outside. Blocked off a Whitting stall. Weejay gets the kill.
Whitting stall there on that block. She was finally starting to close to the pin, but yeah, unlucky touch.
5-3. Weejay back to serve. Good soft serve. Marquardt outside Van Zant. Boy, she's up above, but Deckert's in the right place. Wamina, oh, Marquardt with one hand. Moisio hops over her, and we're just going to knock it over. Deckert plays it. Messer, Wamina. Well, it didn't work out on Iowa's side either way. They were wishing for it out, and it was in, and Emerald was in the net anyway, 5-4. Wamina with the kill. She's got 10 now. No hitting errors yet.
It's that great effort, though, in the back row for Iowa.
Marquardt, good ball to Emerald. Outside, behind Van Zant. Blocked a bit out of bounds. Iowa, a two-headed monster, and unfortunately both of those two heads are in the back row or on the bench right now. Van Zant with 11, Varez with 10. Charday to serve. Good strong serve, but a good pass. Back row's tipped over, Amaral. Barrett finds her feet. Just knocked over short. Tipped over, Barrett platform. Amaral kind of whiffs on the tip. Boy, that was unusual for her. Kind of just trying to throw it in the corner and just roll off her hand.
She was in a tricky part on the court like that to really send it over with her left. She was facing the crowd, and that's a really hard ball to kind of change direction and send it into zone one. Would have been nice to send a free ball over just to keep the play alive.
McGinnis serves, barely gets to the net. Service error number 9. Iowa leads 9-7. I'm sorry, 7-5. Trying to move ahead later on in the set. Whittingstall, good serve, but a good pass. Wamina off the hand scores. Boy, Iowa's going to have to. They found a smaller answer for Weejay. They're going to need to find one for her. And Messer now back to serve. Oh, great serve. Stojanovic takes it. Moisio. Good dig there in the back row. Push to the right side, tipped over. Moisio, Amaral, Stepanitis blocked. Had a lot of time to set up on that one, unfortunately, as Iowa in a little bit of a scramble mode. Claire had to platform it back to her. It was a good ball, good set, just didn't turn out. We're tied at 7.
And right now this is a tricky rotation for Iowa. If Stepanitis is struggling, they're going to need to find Van Zant in the back row, or if it's a good pass, they can get Stojanovic involved.
I think you mentioned Van Zant in the back row.
Yes, I did.
There it was, and good news for Iowa is Barrett will leave. Not that part's not the good news. Allie Barrett already with 8 digs, but her replacement's Carmel Varez into the front row, which is good news for the Hawks. Emerald pops it over. Deckert, not a great pass. Mullen off the block. Van Zant. Emerald. Stepanitis sails it long, no touch. Iowa begging for one, but nobody on the court is. Hallie's been really good at finding hands and things. This has not been her night, so it'll be interesting to see if there's a geo rope here somewhere to just maybe give her a break to watch. Tied at 8. The deliberate Thomas Nathan fires it. Boy, great serve, great pass. Varez off the block. Deckert, great dig. Moisio, another dig. Amaral, back row Charday into the tape this time.
I like the good powerful swing.
Yeah, I like that she was not shy.
Yeah.
There was no wishy-washy about that. USC retakes the lead. It's 9-8. Thomas Nathan takes her time and then fires a fastball over the inline.
That's a fast serve. I'd like to get a radar gun on that. I would assume that's in the 40-mile-per-hour range.
Oh yeah, I think that's
43,
probably
44.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's pushing mid there, and
yeah,
it's not altogether usual on a ball that's not that high. The jumping topspin serve. Marquardt to fire. Good pass there. Right side swing, knocked over Marquardt. Amaral tracks it down. Varez, high off the block. Thomas Nathan. Off the block, or I'm sorry, just off the tape it rolled. Ford misses wide on the roll off the tape. Iowa retakes the lead 10-9. Marquardt to fire again. Weejay, decent pass, middle of the floor. Weejay with a rip. Dug by Moisio, good hands. Amaral across to Van Zant. Dug up, good ball, traced down by Messer, rolled over, Amaral takes it. Good ball. Moisio gives it to Varez, it's a beauty. No touch called at all. Well, that's what you're looking for, though. A little maybe inside the court, and she didn't adjust her angle as much, but.
Yeah, and with that being out of system, USC's block made an adjustment there and moved inside just to take more cross away from her, because it's really hard to hit that ball line when you're out of system as a right side.
10-10, Taylor Decker to serve. Moisio, bad pass. Marquardt, great hands to Van Zant. Deckert with the dig. Messer, good ball. Pushed over, but blocked. Messer, boy, Amaral gets the dig. Moisio fights through, gives the ball to Varez again. She's blocked, covered by Van Zant. Marquardt chases it down. Van Zant gets a rip, goes off hands and scores. Catches the back line anyway.
Huge credit there to Marquardt with two great out-of-system balls. One with her hands pushed all the way out there, and two, that second platform ball, just setting her hitters up for success, really. All credit to Marquardt there.
Charday with 13. It's 11-10 Iowa. Stojanovic to serve. Sashka sends it over. That's a great serve. Mullen has to take second contact. Weejay just has to knock it over. Marquardt, Amaral, Whittingstall knocks it off Messer. Iowa finally gets the middle involved again. Hannah's up to 3 now.
Great to see a Whittingstall kill. I don't think USC's defense was anticipating that ball to get up in any form or fashion.
Stojanovic, catches the tape, rolls along the Iowa side, and unfortunately falls on Carmel Varez' left shoulder. 5th service error for Iowa. Still lead 12-11. Mullen to serve. That's a good serve. Bad pass from Iowa. Tipped over. Amaral's there, though. Moisio. Van Zant with a rip. Blocked. Covered by Van Zant. Amaral behind her to Varez. She has to tip. Deckert through the block. Boy, Iowa was there, and it caught Amaral off guard as it slid through the block slower than what she anticipated. Tied at 12 on the McGinnis kill.
Still like what I see on Iowa's side. They're just playing with a little bit grittier defense.
And that service error number 11 for USC. Well, I mean, I'm going to go back to your point for just a second. This is no slight on Iowa at all. It won't come as any surprise to anybody listening. Iowa is not the most talented team in the Big Ten. They're going to have to grit wins out. They're going to have to fight and maybe make things ugly sometimes and just get balls over to keep it alive. Barrett knocks it over. Deckert, bad pass. Weejay off the net. Unfortunately, the timing of the block was off, and Weejay gets the kill. Her 10th, tied at 13.
Yeah, and Weejay just finds Whittingstall's left hand on her way down from that block. Just as a tool. Really hard to pick up on defense.
Weejay now to serve. Knocks it over. Marquardt. Amaral. Slide to Whittingstall. Came late but got the dig. That was Trubant. Tipped over. Marquardt with one hand. Barrett fights through traffic. Whittingstall's just going to knock it over into the deep corner. It's a good ball, though. Push to the outside. Flamina. Dug by Moisio. Amaral dumps it over. Deckard in a scramble. Boy, USC stays with it. Tight in the net. Van Zant. Amaral back across to Van Zant. Dug by Deckard. Messer blocked by Whittingstall. Platform. Traffic for Flamina. Rolls it over. Van Zant's there. Amaral pushes it behind her. Timing's way off, though.
Wonder if that was a miscue on what the set call was there, or I think Amaral looked like she was going to really take a rip at that, so I don't know if that delayed Whittingstall's approach on her slide.
Whittingstall had landed and then just wasn't able to get anything on it, so it's 14-13. Marquardt, great ball to Amaral, back out to Van Zant, off the block. Boy, that was odd. Back on the USC side, Amaral takes it though. Moisio steps up. Amaral will get a swing from the left. She tips. Deckert's there. Messer. Falmina tips. Amaral's there to cover. Moisio behind her to Van Zant. Blocked. And boy, it looked like Moisio got kind of stuck, and then Marquardt couldn't dive and get there. 15-13, and that'll bring us to the media timeout. And I think both teams could probably use it.
For sure. I was going to say, everyone's breathing hard on the court right now.
85.3 degrees, and we've had a series of long points. 60.
Just saw Katie, the athletic trainer, say, salt.
60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Life's busy. Quickstar makes it easier. From fresh hot coffee to delicious bakery treats and quick grab-and-go meals and snacks, we've got what you need when you're on the run. Top off your tank with Quickstar's fully guaranteed fuel to keep you moving. Plus, enjoy added perks like free ATMs and complimentary air for your tires. Convenience, savings, and a see you next time with a smile. We're your go-to for everything you need to keep your day on track, because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. Stop into Quickstar today.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
John Evans and Reagan Coyle back here in Carver Hawkeye Arena. Quickstar is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Volleyball. Find the nearest Quickstar location at quickstar.com. I enjoy Extreme Arena, but the one thing, and you obviously played here, the one thing though that's far different here is we've got basketball players of both men's and women's variety here that have, stumbled in after practice or after a get together here. We don't get the random drop-ins at Extreme like you can get here.
Right, and especially with a football weekend too. We talked about that at the beginning of the game. Just lots of people out and about that might stop by Carver Hawkeye Arena over Extreme Arena. It's a little bit trickier to get to, a little bit outside of town. We have a good crowd in Carver tonight. It's always harder to tell just because of the size of Carver when there's a decent crowd here, but you can tell there's a lot of people here, and this crowd would definitely pack Extreme Arena.
Yeah, and the crowd wants to be involved. They did a nice job there late in set two, kind of helping will the team through. Iowa was able to get it done, tied it a set apiece. Serve comes over at Marquardt, good ball. Pushed outside, Van Zant off the block and scores. Iowa gets a much-needed stop. 15-14, USC still leads. And here's the change. Mariska Hoshalik will come in for her first action. So she'll be in for Stepanitis. She'll play that left side. Van Zant sends it over the end line. Mariska is a little undersized, but man, does she have, she's got the fast arm that you talk about.
For sure. Yeah, it'll be great to see what she can do. Coming in off the bench and just give Iowa a different look on the pin.
McGinnis now back to serve. Her first try was not very good. This one's a little bit better. Moisio, great ball to Amaral. She takes a rip. And that's another one of those, I don't like doing that right on the first swing, as she's easily blocked by Ford. Ford's sitting right on top of her. I guarantee every USC scouting report said their setter likes to swing.
Right, exactly. And especially on a tight ball like that, the middle is ready, and she's right there standing in front of Amaral. It's really easy for her to just put up some hands on a block.
And Mariska's first swing is rejected. 18-14. USC leads here in the third. Actually, Coach Barnes, too late. Not sure what he wanted to challenge anyway. I don't think it would have worked out well. McGinnis sends a floater at Barrett. Good ball to Amaral. Back row to Van Zant. She's got a tip though. Diving play. Knocked over. Barrett. Amaral. Whittingstall on a short tip. That ball's platformed up too from McGinnis. That's your middle that just got a pancake.
I think she was really pumped about that, even though they didn't get the point. She she was celebrating like they did.
Yeah, that will not transition into a dig for her on the stat sheet, but coach will love the effort. Whittingstall to serve. Iowa trailing by 3. Needs a run here. Good serve over. Bad pass. Messer. Back row shoved over. Yeah, it's a throw again.
Nobody arguing that on the USC side besides maybe Coach Keller shaking his head a little bit.
Well, the other assistant coach decided he was going to throw a fit, but when you change directions, that ball had more movement than a Brody Breck slider. Good pass there. Back row again. This time she swings. This time she's blocked. Pushed back outside. Flamina rolls, and Iowa called in the net. Amaral. 19-16 USC. Flamina does not need help getting any cheap kills.
Right, and that's a tough error at such a crucial kind of spot in the set, being within 2 as we approach those 20 points, excuse me. It's tricky.
Messer serves it over. Mariska with a good pass. Back row for Van Zant. Touch off the block. 19-17, Charday with 15. And Iowa got through the tougher rotation. Varez now will be back in the front row, so she'll partner with Hoshalik. And Amaral to serve. Good flat serve. Deckert off the net. Right side swing. Flamina rolls it over. Van Zant. Amaral. Boy, tight ball to Varez, or well off the net. Middle attack blocked by Iowa. Hoshalik's there. Varez with the running antenna move.
And that ball a little too far outside for Varez. Amaral needs to keep that ball on the inside of the antenna. Varez kind of having to take a one-footed slide approach there just to get outside of it.
Yeah, it looked like a middle slide and not something that Varez does normally. Unfortunately, Iowa, Claire has been pretty darn good, but had a couple that she's let get away. Thomas Nathan to serve. Here comes the fastball into the net. Boy, that has allowed Iowa to be around and in. 12 service errors for USC, just 1 ace. Iowa hasn't been a ton better, but they've been enough better. Marquardt to fire. Deckert, good pass. Right side to Mullen. Oh boy, that caught the corner anyway, I think.
Yeah, touch and in.
That was a good little topspin move. Mullen up to 10 now. 3 in double figures for USC, 21-18. The good news for Iowa, this is about where set 2 was. And Iowa found a way to push through and steal the second set. Deckert sends the serve at Moisio. Amaral. Van Zant powers it off. McGinnis was a little late, and then it knocked her off balance, and she couldn't recover.
That ball was pretty tight, but Van Zant was able to use her vertical there and at least just get a good swing and try to test the block, and found some space between.
Charday up to 41 swings already. It's 21-19. I guess that's the beauty of using her in the back row. Iowa needs to string a couple together here late in the third set. Stojanovic, good serve. Perfect pass. Mullen sends it long. No touch. There's the first string. 21-20. Now Adabid.
No challenge.
No challenge. Stojanovic sends it over. Good pass. Through Varez's hands. That was Teeler. She's new. Brooklyn Teeler makes it 22-20. And Mullen now back to serve. Come on, your dad was quarterback, your mom played volleyball here. Give us one. Good serve. Marquardt has to, boy, Iowa just has to knock it over. Deckert uses hands. Push to the outside. Teeler tips. Amaral. Varez. Oh, boy, and Whittingstall panic touches it, so it wouldn't have really mattered if Iowa could have found it. 23-20. Coach Barnes will call timeout, and we'll take 60 seconds as well. 23-20, USC leads the third, tied at a set apiece. 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Farmers are constantly chasing more yield and greater consistency. Check out Mershman Seeds Power Core Enlist Corn. Here's Ben Pieper, our product manager.
PowerCore Enlist corn hybrids are the fastest growing traits in growers' fields right now. Farmers know that we are choosing the right hybrids for the right acres to put more corn in their hopper at harvest. Combine that with Mershman Seeds starting line seed treatment, growers are finding that high yielding consistency that they're looking for.
Contact your local Mershman Seeds dealer today and ask them about Power Core Enlist Corn from Mershman Seeds, your friend in the field.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Trouble time here in set 3 for the Hawks. Tied at a set apiece. I'm John Evans with Reagan Coyle. 23-20. Trojans lead the Hawks. All right, if you're Iowa, you're going to catch the Abigail Mullins serve, which has been generally a pretty good fastball. Iowa's going to return it with 2. You're going to make a perfect pass to Amaral, and then where are you going?
I feel like you got to go Varez here. She's been automatic, and she's just able to hit just so high around the block, and she's got a good matchup here with that new player on the court.
Unfortunately, Marquardt didn't get out of the way in time, and ace number 2 for USC comes at a fantastic time. Set point USC. Iowa saved a couple in the second set. We're going to need to save a couple here. Marquardt with a good pass. Amaral to Van Zant through the block and scores. Allie Barrett re-enters Carmel Varez.
And that's kill number 17 for Van Zant. Just really leading the way for Iowa right now.
Hitting a nice percentage too, so she's hanging in there. 286 for a pin. Barrett knocks it over. Perfect pass though, outside, tipped over. Barrett's there. Amaral pushes it out. Van Zant, oh my goodness. Straight down.
That's a bounce. Love the tempo there from Amaral. She gets that fast tempo all the way out to Van Zant. Van Zant uses her vertical, just hits over and around the block.
Iowa saves 2 set points. Timeout USC, 60 more seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
John Evans and Reagan Coyle back here in Iowa City at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Iowa has saved 2, but still need to save 2 more. 24-22, USC leads the third. And Allie Barrett will serve again for the Hawks.
If USC is in system here, I'm going to guess they're going to go to their middle. McGinnis.
They've kind of set over her a couple times, so I like what you're thinking. Barrett, bad pass, a serve. The Hawks save the third one. Need 1 more. Second ace of the match for the Hawks. And Coach Keller will use his second timeout. I will not subject you to 60 more seconds of anything other than Reagan and I talking.
Yeah, Iowa's still finding a way to really fight at the end of these sets when the points matter the most. They're just keeping it exciting for sure.
Iowa has 39 kills on the match. 28 of them have come from Charday and Carmel.
They are really leading the way, and it would be nice to see another player or two kind of get involved and really contribute a little bit more. But if that's what's working, they're going to continue going to those players.
I mean, Charday has been efficient, hitting over 300. Carmel started fast. She's a little cooler now at 241, but for a left side pin to be over 300 on 43 swings is pretty good.
Yeah, and it's been really nice to have Van Zant in the back row too as an option when the Hawks are out of system. They can go to her when they need to.
Yeah, Charday is a dig away from a double-double. That's not something that she's necessarily excelled at. I mean, she hasn't been asked, so to be really fair to her, it's not a skill she's been asked to do a lot. Her career high in digs is 13. She got last year against Wofford. She may give that a run. Mo Moisio has been great for Iowa in the back row. She has 16 digs. Claire Amaral again with another double-double, 32 assists and 12 digs. Her next assist will be 33 tonight and will be 3,000 in her career.
Amazing milestone for a setter.
Allie Barrett will try to keep the Hawks alive one more time. Barrett pops a floater over at Deckert. Perfect ball this time. You got the middle attack right. Hits Whittingstall in the head, hits Whittingstall on the flip after Amaral, and McGinnis gets the kill. Why did you call that play, Reagan?
I know.
You called the right play.
I know.
And USC executed it.
Just really unlucky, kind of really off speed, kind of caught Whittingstall's hands as she was coming down on the head. Tough get for the last point of the set for sure.
USC takes a 2-1 lead. We'll take 2 minutes and we'll be back. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment. Knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
Welcome back to Carver Hawkeye Arena. USC holds on to set 3, wins it 25-23, takes a 2-1 lead. Quickstar is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Volleyball. Find the nearest Quickstar location at quickstar.com. John Evans and Reagan Coyle here on the University of Iowa campus. Don't get to say that very often. Charday Van Zant leading everyone. She has 18 kills, 9 digs, a couple blocks. Carmel Varez with 10 for the Hawkeyes. 12 for Fuamina, 10 for Weejay, 10 for Mullen. There's a little bit better balance from USC. USC hitting 243, Iowa hitting just 163. But USC has 12 serving errors. Iowa only has 6. So been able to hold on. Iowa out digging the Trojans by 5. Trojans out blocking the Hawks by 3. Trojans out setting Iowa 2-1. The most important one of the whole deal.
Both teams are hot.
85.6 degrees worth of hot.
USC just a little hotter. Iowa's certainly not out of it. There were moments of really good in that set, and they're finding a way to really pull it within a point or two at the end of the set. It's just going to come down to those unforced errors that are happening that Iowa can control better on their side.
Well, Iowa's going to have to get better production out of their second pin. Hallie Stepanaitis had a tough first 2 sets, 1 kill on 5 errors. Mariska Hoshalik came in, only got 1 swing, which is kind of amazing in an entire set that pin only got 1 swing. Unfortunately, it was blocked as well. So see if Iowa stays with that, visits with McGrew, or goes back to Stepanaitis. In any event, Thomas Nathan will serve to start set 4. Great serve, great pass. Stojanovic out of the middle scores. Boy, that was
amazing pass by Marquardt. That's such a powerful serve, and she dimed that ball.
Yeah, Thomas Nathan has a great serve, and Jamie Marquardt just put it perfectly for Claire Amaral, who then laid it up nicely for Sashka, who has 5 kills on 7 swings. Emily Lavin is a new adjustment. She comes in, pops the serve over. Tight ball, pushed to the outside. Block came just a touch late there, and that was Teeler again, another freshman. Gets the kill. Deckert now back to serve. Moisio pops back into the libero spot. Deckert knocks it at Van Zandt. Good pass to Amaral, behind her to Vares. When she tips it off the antenna with a solo block on her. I don't know if the set wasn't good, but I don't want to see that.
Right. It might have been a little bit too far outside for her, but yeah, with a one-on-one opportunity, the least you can do is swing away and just you have a better chance of getting a tool off the block.
Deckert to Van Zandt, overpass, look out. Whittingstall pumps it over. Good play on her part. And then runs it right out of the middle. That's McGinnis. It's 3-1 USC.
Yeah, if you're going to give a ball like that to as good of a team as USC is, they're going to do something with that to make you pay.
I think it's a smart play by Amaral. She told Whittingstall she needed to put it over, but it was a little late. Pushed outside to Van Zandt. Blocked back to the Iowa side. Diving cover. Good set from Whittingstall. Rolled over. Oh, boy. Of all the times that Sharday Van Zandt's hammered a ball and somebody's dug it, she just stole one right there on a little one-footed running ball into the seam.
I just got some space between Deckert and Thomas Nathan. Just some miscommunication on defense.
Allie Barrett, who served Iowa back into the end of set 3, now will get a chance here early in set 4. Good strong serve, good pass though, overpass, that's a back row setter. Tied at 3.
On Whittingstall, she's up there, she knows the setter's back row. If she goes up and gets any piece of that ball, automatic call for Iowa.
That's an aggression. We saw Iowa almost look confused by that on the Michigan trip, so good to see getting up there and attacking it, be aggressive. Barrett, another good serve, bad pass off the net, Messer chases it down. Blocked, good cover by Deckert. Bad handle by McGinnis, knocked over. Moisio takes it, perfect pass to Amaral, outside to Van Zandt. Block comes late, Deckert, great ball. Oh, Mullen, panic attack. Sets up Van Zandt perfectly. And that's another one of those, boy, as an outside hitter, those are just, that's just cherry on top of your sundae, isn't it? Oh man, I'm gonna get one here.
For sure, yep. Like I said earlier, gotta be a little careful though, just reaching on that ball, but I think she was clean on that one.
Sharday with 20 now. Good pass there, right side to Mullen. High off the hands. Amaral with a run through. Moisio. Sharday. Block, cover. Again. Oh, she tipped that one. Couldn't get an approach. Mullen slaps it over. Boy, Barrett in a perfect spot. Sharday chops, uses the setter. The long scramble point. Boy, that was just shoved. I'm not even sure that got into the block by Teeler.
You know, Coach Keller was kind of in my way the entire rally there, so I'll just listen to your play-by-play of that.
5. You've got a courtside seat and you can't see the match.
Right.
5-3 Iowa. They're on a 4-0 run. Allie Barrett knocks it over. Another good pass, though. Middle attack, high off hands. Moiseo can't quite get there. As she did her best to go bowling through the down referee here. 5-4. Middle kill there for McGinnis.
It was a good touch by Whittingstall, but yeah, that ball is approaching over USC's side on the outside of the pole here.
Mullen, great serve, got into Barrett's chest. Tipped over by Iowa. Tight ball, tipped over, pancaked up. Van Zant tips, rejected, covered. Van Zant, no approach, goes off the block, dug by Thomas Nathan. Right side. That was the blue. Too hot to handle as Mullen gets the kill off of Marquardt. Tied at 5 again.
That's 11 kills for Mullen. Once again, just a really balanced offense by USC right now.
And she's been doing it. It was primarily all right side. Now she's getting right side back row as well. Moiseo, tight pass. Iowa wins the joust. McGinnis called in the net. She begs to differ. Not enough to tell her coach to challenge, though. Hoshalik will re-enter. Iowa leads 6-5. I'd love to see Mariska get in-system swing, just to get her.
Definitely, yeah. She had a kind of an unlucky setup on the last couple points. Really out-of-system balls and tight sets. Just hard to do anything with that.
Charday sends it over. Boy, that was Teeler with the. Boy, she was just higher than everybody else. She just kind of dunked. It's not even a tip. She just dunked it over the block.
And she was on her way down too, so she barely tipped it, and it just kind of went all the way up and all the way down, just right behind the block.
So we're tied at 6. Weejay comes back in. She's playing the back row now for Teeler. And Fuamuina is back in. Moiseo, good pass. Back row to Van Zant. Diving play from Deckert. Good ball. Tight ball there. Blocked. Hawks were able to set up the triple. Emerald, Whittingstall, Hoshalik. 7-6 Iowa.
Yeah, with Mullen in the front row, everyone knew that out-of-system ball was going to the outside, hence the triple block.
Whittingstall now to serve. Hannah, good serve. Weejay, good pass. Dunked over. And Barrett just couldn't quite get there. Messer has not done that very often. Just her second kill and even just her 7th try. So, smart, crafty play.
Got to keep the block honest if you're an offensive setter.
McGinnis tied at 7. Sends a floater over. Amaral pushed it out. Hoshalik, little out of system again. Weejay, tight ball. Woo, woo, woo. You see Iowa run that a lot. Leah Ford sits right behind Messer and gets an open net rip, 8-7.
And Hoshalik just too wide on that. Just lots of cross court to hit on that 6 ball.
Another good floater there, Barrett. Slide to Sashka. Diving play, overpass, pushed over. Van Zant's there. Barrett, great ball. Hoshalik gets a rip. But again, the triple sitting on top of her.
Kind of looked like a repeat of the same play, but just on the other side of the net. On that out-of-system ball, everyone knows it's going to the outside pin. The blockers have time to get over there and get close. And if it's tight like that, there's not much you can do as a hitter other than test the block or maybe try to tip it if you can get underneath it.
Stepanitis will come in for Hoshalik. McGinnis sends another soft ball over. Tight ball to Emerald. She goes off, touch called. We're going to get an
immediate challenge.
Well, sort of, but every other time a player goes, hey, I didn't touch it. And this time he had to ask her, and then she's like, no, I didn't touch it. So this will be interesting at the very least.
Yeah.
She just confidently said in the huddle again she didn't touch it, so. We'll see what we get here. 9-8 as the score stands. Sounds a lot better than 10-7.
just a little bit of a timeout, if anything, too, for everyone to get some water as we're like halfway to the media timeout.
Hey, it's getting cooler. It's 85.5 now.
Oh, yeah.
I think
off.
we've dropped a tenth of a degree.
38% humidity. That's been going up as well.
Yeah.
It started at 33%.
Well, as you stuff more people in here, and obviously you get the athletes running around and doing their thing. All right, so I'll give you, if you know it, you can answer it. If you have to think about it, you can come back to me with it later. Most memorable Carver Hawkeye Arena match for you?
Ooh, that's easy.
Okay.
Beating Wisconsin.
Okay.
5-setter. It was pink night. We were in our pink jerseys. Funny part of it is when we were running out to celebrate, I was on the bench at the time, and I was running out. Hallie Johnson, I tripped over her foot, slid into the team celebration center court. There's a video of it for evidence, but
always good to have your favorite moments captured like that.
Exactly. So that exists out there somewhere, but.
So Claire Emerald will end up with the hitting error. 10-7 now. USC leads the fourth. And Iowa needs a stop right now. It's an unusual lineup again. Or, you know, it's a where do you find your offense rotation. Right. McGinnis sends the floater at Moisio. Pushed all the way across. Stepanitis goes off hands. Good job there from Hallie. Love to see her come back in, too. The freshman pops back in. Red shirt freshman, but she pops back in. Immediately goes back to hands and gets a good tool.
And Messer's a great target up there, just being the setter.
Well, she's probably not jumping at 100%.
Right, yes.
Emerald, good serve, just skims the tape. Messer dunk shot. Moisio saves it. Messer shoves it to the corner. Wow, that was a smart play from Reese Messer.
That's great court awareness, just knowing everyone's kind of, with her dump right behind her head, everyone's shifting over to that side of the court. And she knows that and finds open court right on the Big Ten logo in spot 1.
Yeah, she dunks it to 4. Everybody pulls up, a good save, and then she two-hand pushes it to 1 in the far corner. Now she'll go back to serve. 11-8 Trojans. Messer fires it over. Van Zant, good ball, middle of the floor. Stojanovic tips, push right back to her. Barres from the right, or I'm sorry, from the left. No approach, but because she's so tall, contacts it so high, she kind of just flicked it straight down.
She did, and it's kind of that fadeaway again. The ball's behind her a little bit, but she's, like you said, she's so tall, she's able to find that ball up in the air and get a good snap on it.
11-9, she's got 11. Marquardt serves it over. Flamina, perfect ball. Flamina, perfect swing. Boy, and that's that seam. The block it's open there, whether it's Van Zant too far out and Stojanovic not closing it or whatever combination of the two. That is far too big of a lane for a player with now 13 kills and just 1 hitting error.
Right, and a lot to ask of your right back defender as well to get that good of a ball up on defense.
12-9 USC. USC had taken something off the serves. All of a sudden, the fastball there from Thomas Nathan goes over the inline. Error 13, 12-10. Emily Lavin back in to serve and be your libero. Lav knocks it to the corner. Good ball. Pushed across. Teeler sends it over the inline. No touch. 12-11. I thought Weejay was good. I'm not sure whether she was tired or why we switched.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that change either. Like you said earlier, it feels like they might be trying a few things.
Lavin, tight ball on the pass, tipped over, and Iowa just doesn't read it. There's nothing she can do with that other than tip it.
Right, and especially if a player shows it that early. Sometimes, you know, you try to sell the swing, you do your full arm approach, both arms, whatever. That one, she went up with one hand, so clearly going to tip the ball. That's got to be Barros picking that ball up.
13-11. Deckert sends it well over the end line. All right, well, I guess if you're giving away points, you're just doing it differently. Iowa doesn't cover a tip, and USC sends a serve 8 feet over the end line. But again, we saw that in the second and third set when Iowa was competing. They were chasing those balls down. They weren't hitting the ground, or there were multiple bodies at least diving for them if they didn't get there.
Right, they've got to find that effort again.
Barrett sends the serve over. Perfect pass. Right side swing from Mullen. She sends it well over. No touch called. We'll get another challenge. I didn't see it.
And he's just Coach Keller, instead of doing the challenge, he's just pointing at the down ref saying, hey, I want to challenge that.
Well, he clearly hasn't adjusted to no card, because the first thing he did was come over here,
right.
So I gave him the C signal.
Clearly didn't see it.
He didn't see it, because then he just gave the point. Well, while we're at it here, Quickstar is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Volleyball. Find the nearest Quickstar location at quickstar.com. What is Coach Keller? He's 2 for 2 now, right, though? So
I believe so.
So maybe
they were pretty confident on that one, too.
They really were. That was one of those. They immediately saw it from the bench.
And I think Charday knew it as well, because she came down and looked at Coach Barnes and then just joined the huddle like, yeah, I touched it.
I watched it was a Michigan-Northwestern match last night, and there was one where it was in the net, and the player wasn't called in the net. We'll get the decision here. So give the kill to Mullen. And to your point exactly, the setter was the one in the net, because she setter dumped it over, and she actually caught the net on the way down. She caught her finger in the net. And they didn't call her on the court, but they challenged it. And but pretty much when she celebrated, it was one of those, oh yeah, this is not going to work.
Yeah. I'm going to sell this, though.
The Mullen fastball got into Barrett's chest again. Pushed to the outside to Van Zant. Goes sharp cross, dug by Deckert. Perfect ball. Pushed back row. And boy, that's the one right there. Van Zant just a little slow to react. Ball goes over. Now again, she swung 55 times.
Right.
So I don't blame her for being a little slow to react at this point. But USC leads at the media timeout. It's 15-12, and we will take 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit alliantenergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
John Evans, Reagan Coyle back here in Iowa City. It's starting to get late early here, 15-12 in the fourth. Iowa trails 2-1. You realize we're going to walk outside and you're going to be grateful you have the long sleeve when you walk outside.
I am hoping that is the case. I thought about that. I knew Carver was going to be warm, but yet I still had extreme in the back of my mind, like I'm sitting there, I'm not moving, maybe I'll need the jacket.
I had the jacket in the bag just in case. John Leo was kind enough to remind me if I didn't remember that it's 1,000 degrees in Carver. Mullen to serve. And she sends it over the end line. Good attendance here in Carver tonight, 2,300.
That's a great attendance number.
At least everybody knew where it was.
I'm sure he still had a few stragglers that showed up at Extreme.
I sent you the text just to make sure. Good serve from Van Zant, tipped over by Messer. Stepanidis transitions, tools it off the block perfectly. Iowa back within one, 15-14.
And this is the point in the match where Iowa really needs to lock in and make sure that they're controlling what they can control on their side.
Be nice to get to 20 first. Deckert, bad pass. Boy, that ball's a bad pass too. Amaral hammers it home on the overpass. Tied at 15 now, 3 straight for the Hawks.
And Amaral, as a lefty, had a great angle on that. Whittingstall thought about taking a swing on that, but Amaral called her off, and I'm glad she did because it would have been a little harder for Whittingstall to get as powerful as a swing on that ball.
Yeah, to get any real action on it. Van Zant sends it in the net, though. We can't have nice things. 16-15 USC. Weijay and Fuamina. Man, I've even practiced that, and it's still hard to say for me. Weijay pops it into the net. Boy.
Number 16.
Yeah, I mean, that they're not serving that aggressively. That's just not good.
Not enough to have that many errors.
Yeah, this is just not good serving right now. Tied at 16. But can Iowa take advantage? Whittingstall floats it over. Tight ball again. Middle loses a joust to a setter. Happens all the time. That's double contact. Thank you very much. You have 2 players run into each other, Coach. It's always going to be double contact.
I think they're arguing that it was sent over. 2 players ran into each other, but it was sent over than that with one hand. But it looked like 2, but it was really 1. I think that's what their argument was.
Well, they can't.
It's hard to see. There was a lot going on, but
they're not going to be able to challenge that, and they're going to lose the argument. 17-16 Iowa. Coach Keller's been hugely successful on challenges. He's not going to get an opportunity this time. This is not a challengeable play. And now if you're the coach, you got to say, hey, straighten up, shake it off. I know you feel it's a terrible break. It may very well have been, but you got to be ready to go. Whittingstall sends a good serve over, good pass. Right side dug by Whittingstall, but into the bench. 17 all. Unfortunately, that might turn into the spark that USC needed.
Right. I was going to say, there's nothing more than a call you don't agree with to really light a fire and say, well, guess we'll have to do something else about it.
McGinnis with a big serving run early in the set. Moisio, Amaral, slide to Stojanovic. Gets the kill. So much for that service run. 18-17 Iowa. Stojanovic with 6.
Good to see her approaching double digits just to try to catch up a little bit to Van Zandt and Varez leading the team.
Claire Amaral to serve. She knocks it over. Not a great pass from Weijay. Weijay gets a swing out of the back. Amaral with the dig. Moisio trips her way to it. Varez high off the block. Messer takes it. Deckert steps in. That's another tight set. Moisio's there. Amaral back row. Van Zandt blocked but covered. Stepanidis. Oh, what a chop. Worked out. Wamina's blocked!
That was a press by Stojanovic. She was there up over the net. And she just takes such a powerful rip on it.
Error number 2 for Fuamina. That was Varez and Stojanovic, 19-17. Amaral sends it to the deep corner. Deckert overpass. Moisio covers. Moisio, oh boy, the spot she left, and Messer again with the super smart setter play pushes it into the 5 corner this time.
The setter just always has such great court vision, and she saw an open spot and she took it. Have to be really careful with the 2-handed push over the net, but no one better than a setter to send that over on 3.
19-18 Iowa leads. Messer to serve. Into the net. You have got to be kidding me. If Coach Keller does anything but serve tomorrow in practice, I'm not sure what he's doing. 20-18.
Yeah, forget the pass. Just all serve.
Yeah, you
No
don't
serve and pass.
You don't
just
need to be
serve.
better at serve and receive. You've only given up 2 aces. You need better at serving right now.
Just to serve and serve.
Marquardt into the net. You've got to be kidding. 20-19. I'm not sure that the USC bench should chant, "We'll take it" on a missed serve.
I don't think so either.
I was missed.
Poorly timed.
I was missed 8 times. USC's missed 17. I'm not sure that works.
Probably didn't think that one through.
Flamina floats it over. Good ball to Amaral. Right side to Varez. She hammers it home. Carmel with 12. Iowa did win the race to 20. Now they won the race to 21. 21-19. And actually, that was Flamina's first serve, as they didn't let Thomas Nathan in the fastball serve that time. Emily Lavin.
Probably for the best, just to give a different look, and she was getting a few errors towards the end there.
Yeah, the way things were going.
Arm was probably wearing out.
Lavin sends it over the inline. You have got to be kidding. Iowa just not able to take advantage of USC trying to help.
You can hear the crowd just deflate after each error.
Deckert. Marquardt, great ball. Whittingstall tips it right to Messer. Tight ball to Mullen. Blocked. That's going to get down. The Hawkeye defense steps up. Van Zant, Whittingstall. It's 22-20. Now for all things holy, Allie Barrett, get this serve in. I want a little zip,
right.
but I want it in.
She's been in when they've gone on, Iowa's gone on runs in these late sets. See if she can do it again.
Timeout USC, 60 seconds. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Life moves fast. Quick Start keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. While you're fueling up with our fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. Always clean stores, clean restrooms, and a smile for your day. Hey, we're all about saving you time, money, and making life easier. Quick Star's here for you. Whenever you need us, we got you covered.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
John Evans, Reagan Coyle pondering the meaning of life in 5-set matches in volleyball, as Iowa trying to force a 5th set, lead the 4th, 22-20.
Especially a 5-set in 85-degree temp. You know, that just is another factor here that is easy to forget if you're listening or watching, but the players sure aren't forgetting. Just makes it so much tougher to just play in this heat.
One of my first kid Ellie's high school matches was at West High, and it was 1,000 degrees in August with about 1,200 people in West High gym, and they went 5 sets and battled it out for the spike. Great set from Barrett, push to the outside, block from Teeler, and Marquardt didn't get her feet set, kind of kept moving to the sideline, and it went behind her, 22-21, Teeler with the kill. So Mullen has been a little bit of both. She's been great, and she's been 6 feet long. She's great that time. Amaral, perfect pass to Van Zant. No touch called. Iowa begging for one. Coach Barnes will challenge.
Every Iowa player confident that there's a touch on that.
UCLA or USC equally as confident nobody did. Iowa. Coach Barnes challenged. Oh no, he actually on that quick thing, it kind of looked like it. Obviously a huge point here now. Amaral 38 assists, 14 digs. Moisio 16 digs. Marquardt 11 digs. Allie Barrett 10. Charday Van Zant 10. So Iowa with 5 in double figures on the dig side.
Not so balanced on USC. Deckard with 26 digs. Next closest is Weejay with 8.
They got a couple there. I can't believe Trubin has 9. Trubin and
Thomas Nathan has 9.
Thomas Nathan both have 9. But
yeah, down at the bottom of there.
so there was no touch called. So Iowa needs to have definitive proof of the challenge, or of the touch to win. Iowa had a tough call go against them late in the 4th set at Michigan when Carmel Varez served, I'm going to say, hit the line. And the down referee came back and said inconclusive, which it either did or it didn't. To me, this one is one that you can come back and go, yeah, this is inconclusive. We can't tell.
Right. Especially depending on which camera angles you can get.
And I'm concerned it's taking this long, and he's checking multiple camera angles, which tells me he didn't see it coming right off the bat. So as it is, that would be Chardet's just her 6th hitting error. John Leo seems to be reading lips better and thinks this is going to get overturned. And so if that's true.
I saw a point USC.
So Reagan says John Leo's wrong. So I'm not sure what my friend John Leo saw. 22 all on the hitting error.
I saw the words, John.
Coach Barnes asking about a micro touch. Doesn't get it. Mullen now to serve. Moisio, bad pass. Amaral, good ball to Van Zandt. Dug by Thomas Nathan. Thomas Nathan tips from the back. Dug by Amaral. Moisio to Amaral. Blocked. Boy, you can't go there. You can't go to Claire on that ball. 23-22, USC with the lead. Timeout, Iowa.
Yeah, you've got to go to Van Zandt on that ball. Amaral is there if you need her as an emergency option, but as a setter, she doesn't see the block as well, and she's obviously not the right side hitter, so I agree. You got to go somewhere else.
60 seconds. We'll take a break. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield.
Life moves fast. Quick Start keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. While you're fueling up with our fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. Always clean stores, clean restrooms, and a smile for your day. Hey, we're all about saving you time, money, and making life easier. Quick Star's here for you. Whenever you need us, we got you covered.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Big trouble here in Iowa City. USC with 3 straight now lead 23-22 in what would be the deciding 4th set. If they can hold on and win, they lead the match 2-1.
And we did see this fight in these tight sets, the last couple sets that we played. Iowa has not given up, to say the least. So
to think that Iowa's in it, USC's hitting 345, Iowa's hitting 139, and it's 23-22.
Right.
The Iowa block has been better. The USC serve has been lousy. Now would not be a good time for that to wake up. As Mullen,
crucial point.
Mullen pops it over. Great pass to Amaral. Van Zandt tips. And boy, Teeler, that's exactly what we were talking about on the Iowa side. Run through that ball.
Right.
And Teeler instead just stuck her hand on the ground, tried to pancake it up. 23 all on the Van Zandt kill. And Iowa was not able to take advantage early after a couple of USC service errors. Van Zant gives her fastball over. Not a great pass, chased down by Messer, tipped over, Moisio's there. Fights through traffic, Van Zant from the back, dug by Deckert. Messer again chases it down, dug by Moisio again. Emerald, Stepanidis scores! Set point Hawks, 24-23.
Off the right hand, the Messer on the block there, and that's the matchup that you want. Stepanidis with a somewhat undersized front row player as a setter in USC.
It's a good swing from Hallie in transition too, and talk about, a freshman, a redshirt freshman again, doesn't have a lot of experience in the toolbox, but didn't let the slow start bother her. She's come in, she's done a nice job of being who she is, tooled the block, got a couple of crucial kills here now, especially that one.
Definitely, yeah, did not lose confidence, although, had a couple errors to start with, but yeah, she's still smiling on the court. She's has a positive attitude, and she's still swinging away. I love that swing from Stepanidis.
So 24-23, Iowa leads here in the fourth. Van Zant leads everyone. She's got 21. Carmel has 12. Sashka has 6. 4, 4, and 4 then from Emerald, Stepanidis, and Whittingstall. 13 from Fuamina, 12 from Mullen, 10 from Weejay, 7 from McGinnis, 5 for Ford, 5 for Teeler, 4 for Messer. Taverdi and Thomas Nathan haven't played the front row in a long time.
A few Penn State fans to our back right that were chiming in on that song. We are Penn State.
Iowa, one good Sharday Van Zant serve away from forcing a fifth. Have to wait for the full countdown. Van Zant fires it over. Good pass, middle of the floor, outside. Teeler with the point.
Just caught part of Whittingstall's left hand coming off the net. Just a handful of unlucky touches off of Whittingstall's block tonight.
Our down referee likes to control his space.
He does.
USC has invaded his space with subs too many times.
Right.
14 subs for USC, so they only have one left. Weejay to serve. We're tied at 24. Iowa has to be close as well. Weejay pops it over. Moisio, great ball to Emerald. Slide to Whittingstall. That ball's dug, chased it. Weejay chases it down, knocked over. Barrett, not a great pass. Outside, Stepanidis, dug by Deckert. That's perfect. Pushed back row. That ball never got over, and the call's made. Weejay pounds it into the net, and the Hawks will have another set point.
A pretty delayed whistle there. I was surprised how long it took him to call that ball. There was no touch. It was all net on that USC attack.
Hannah Whittingstall with Iowa's second chance. Sends a good float over. Deckert pushed outside. Fuamina's blocked. Messer. Deckert back to Fuamina again. Tipped. Oh boy, and again, ugly tip. Catches the tape, rolls into the 4 spot, and Whittingstall can't quite dive and get there. Great call from the bench telling him to tip it to 3 because the triple was there, and that left Whittingstall on a giant island.
Yeah, and Fuamina, she has such a powerful swing. It was a great cut shot.
McGinnis knocks it at Moisio. Emerald. Sharday throws it, gets away with it. USC bench rightfully mad. Rolls it over, and Iowa can't get there. 26-25 USC. I don't like the tip for one.
No, but it is working, and it's something.
No. I mean from Van Zant.
Okay, no, that ball was really far in front of the 10-foot line. She almost had a back row attack on that ball. I think that's all she could do on that, unfortunately.
So then the timing of a misplaced set was unfortunate there. As Iowa needed a swing at that, or needed a. It's one of those where I know the hard part is you're worried about your feet then, and so you can't really see where the defense is to go, hey, I just can't hit this right to someone, because unfortunately when you put it right in somebody's platform, you get offense ran right back at you.
Right.
And Fuamina with a perfect tip then catches the campfire and gives USC their first set point, first match point.
We're kind of seeing what we what we did at the beginning of the set. USC knows that Iowa struggles to pick up those tips sometimes in the middle of the court, off-blocker defense. Iowa did a good job adjusting, kind of picking those balls up and keeping the play alive, but we're late in the fourth. Players are getting tired. Not quite as much skipping their step right now.
Well, and this is the tough rotation for the Hawks. You've got Amaral in the front, you've got Stojanovic, and then you've got Stepanitis. And so
if you're out of system, that's a tough decision on who to set. And Stepanitis is firing up a little bit, but she's had her own handful of errors. So I think, yeah.
Well, that's what I really wanted to see the ball there. I really wanted to see Hallie. I felt like she was coming on to a side. I've got another one. Thank you. Wanted to see her take a shot. Now, McGinnis hasn't been an aggressive server, but she's positioned it really well. And so be up to probably Moisio and Barrett to return this serve. Moisio, great ball. Slide to Stojanovic. She just does not swing at it, though. Tipped over. Barrett diving play. And the Hawks will just knock it over again. Boy, Fuamina touches it. Off the block. Barrett's there. Go to her. Amaral sends it out. Stepanitis sends it off hands. No. We get the touch call right here. You bet.
I was going to say, that one was obvious. You could hear that. The ball rotated. No question on USC side.
Iowa saves the first one, 26-all. Claire Amaral to serve, so Iowa gets out of it. That'll bring Varez back to the front row. Serve the drop ball, Claire. She does. Weejay, decent pass, middle attack. Ooh, boy, good timing, good quick effort there. Ford, haven't heard a lot from her, but that's her sixth. And Iowa's going to have to save another one.
So really fast 31 tempo for Ford, straight down on Iowa's side.
Messer sends it at Moisio. Off the net a little to Amaral. Varez tips again. Too many tips. Iowa gets away with it. Mullen, Van Zant, Amaral behind Stojanovic. Messer, good hands. Well, that's not a great touch. And Iowa gets the block. Stojanovic and Varez on the left get the block on Mullen. 27-all.
Mullen tries to bring that ball kind of high line a little bit. Iowa block was all over that.
Jamie Marquardt, one of Iowa's best servers at the line. See if Iowa can get the advantage for a change. Mullen, or Marquardt. Boy. Wamina went through the 5-hole on Marquardt.
Yeah, just lots of cross to hit through there. As we've seen a lot tonight, Iowa's block just pretty wide on the net.
Wamina to serve again. 28-27 Trojans. Sends the floater. Marquardt, great ball. Amaral, Stojanovic is blocked. Leah Ford wins the one-on-one battle with Sashka Stojanovic. And the Hawks show competitiveness again for the last 3 sets, but fall just short.
It was really great to see them fight really close. First set was a little rocky, but sets 2, 3, and 4, it's really good to see their fight and their grit, especially towards the end of the set. A really gettable set that I'm sure they wish they had back here, but good fight nonetheless. And it's a really great USC team. I mean, it's pretty impressive to have 17 service errors and still come out and beat a team 3-1. That just goes to show how solid of a team they are overall. They have a really balanced offense, which we saw tonight. And great defense as well. They keep a lot of rallies alive.
Yeah, Deckert with 28 digs. Great job from the USC libero. Fuamina led the Trojans. She had 16. She was pretty much unstoppable. She had 350. Mullen had 12 kills. Weejay had 10. So Iowa had answers for nearly everybody else but Fuamina. Actually, McGinnis coming out of the middle as she came back in for Taverdi and played the last couple sets. She had 7 kills on 13 swings. Iowa didn't have a ton of answers for her. Leah Ford, 6 kills, but 8 blocks. She had a hand in 8 of the 10 USC blocks. As Iowa falls just short. Boy, lost one an ad set and lost 2 ad sets there, and so just couldn't quite find the late push in either sets 3 or 4 to get it. Iowa led by by Sharday Van Zant, 21 kills on 60 swings. She had 11 digs. If my note is correct from John Leo, that's her first career double-double, her first double-double of the season at least. Claire Amaral with 41 assists and 15 digs. That's her sixth double-double. As Iowa just can't quite find it. 1, 2, 3, 5 players in double-figure digs. We talked about the balance on the defensive side for Iowa. It wasn't quite that way on the offensive side. As Van Zant and then Varez with 12 were the only 2 in double figures for Iowa. And unfortunately, that was Sashka Stojanovich's only hitting error of the match. As she had been solid and effective. And
yeah, very pin heavy tonight for Iowa, which is sort of unconventional from what we've seen so far. Iowa does best when their middles are involved and on fire, and when they really have that balanced offense. So I think it just goes to show they struggled a little bit being in system. So they were just kind of forced to go pin to pin tonight, but the pins delivered. Van Zant and Varez, great night overall. Stoyanovich, great night as well. Stepanitis, a little bit of a rocky start, but she kind of found her footing there, and it was great to see her kind of come back from that.
Well, Stepanitis and Amaral, you kind of expect one of those. Your middles are going to give you some level of offense, and then Stepanitis or Amaral usually give you a little bit more. And tonight, both of them hit 0 or a little below, and that's unusual. And just like it's hard to win with 17 serving errors, it's hard to win when you're really getting all your production out of 2 pins and don't really have a balanced offense to scare the other defense as much.
Right, and just to give a different look for the other team's block for sure. I mean, USC had it pretty easy. It was either Van Zant when she was in the front row or Varez when they were in the front row, or when she was in the front row. So it's just good to make it a little trickier for defenses to figure out where you're going.
So since we had a 4-match road swing, and then we moved to Carver, Coach Barnes must have forgotten about us. So I will give you the last thought on tonight's match overall.
I think USC is a great team, and I think Iowa played them really tough. UCLA will be a great team as well on Sunday. Should be proud of their fight tonight. They showed moments of really good, and they can get teams like USC. There's plenty more gettable wins out there in the Big Ten, and we'll see what UCLA has to bring on Sunday. But a few things to work on come Sunday, but it's a good fight by Iowa tonight.
If you're Iowa, I said I'd give you the last thought, and then I'm going to ask you a question to get your last thought.
Last thought.
Yeah. How do you shore up the block? There were far too many times where we said whether the pin is set up too far outside or the middle is late, whatever your combination is leading to some massive hitting lanes there. Is that a philosophy? Is that a little slow to read? How does Iowa kind of shore that up and give their back row maybe a little bit more opportunity to dig some balls?
I think a little bit slow to close, yes, but I think Iowa was giving Messer too much credit. She had maybe 1 or 2 attacks kind of in that first set, and then I feel like every time after that, Iowa's middles hung out on her for one step too long. You see a couple at the beginning, okay, we'll give it to her, give it to the setter, but then she didn't really go back to it. She was really finding her hitters. So for Iowa's middles, I would say forget about the setter. We'll find a pin to close on. And in order to close on those pins, we need to bring our pins more inside just to take more of that cross-court away. That's pretty much all USC hit tonight was cross-court.
So I was just trying to think back. I don't remember USC busting one down the line and go, man, that was great, other than like a tip over the top of everything. But I don't remember a swing going down the line. So maybe that's a process change that Iowa can see and adjust, because UCLA will bring in several strong hitters as well. So that'll do it tonight from Carver Hawkeye Arena here in Iowa City. The Trojans take down the Hawks in 4. Final score is 25-20. Iowa got the second, 27-25. And then USC rallied back 25-23 and 29-27 in the deciding fourth. Iowa will stay at home in Carver by taking on the Bruins of UCLA on Sunday at 1 o'clock. If you are heading to Carver, as Reagan Coyle told us her favorite memory, it's pink out. It'll be pink out in Carver on Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm John Evans for Reagan Coyle. Thanks for listening here on a Friday night. We will talk to you Sunday right back here from courtside at Carver. Have a great start to your weekend, and go Hawks.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this has been Iowa Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Also brought to you by Hyatt Regency, caring for people so they can be their best. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Homewood Suites and Home 2. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. The Iowa City Area Sports Commission. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building the legacy, it's Deere. Oak Knoll Retirement Community, University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by Wellmark. You're listening to healthy coverage of the Iowa Hawkeyes from Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.